up, everyone out there on the intertubes? We hope that you misfits are having a good time. And on tonight's episode of Call Me Skeptical, we are looking to ask, why would anyone doubt that humans have common ancestry with all of life on Earth? So won't you join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, for a good time that we all share in common? Woohoo!
That's he's right. Celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
Technically speaking, it is before midnight here. And so, happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. That is right.
Because he's Mexican.
Or it is because, what are those? I like churros.
Churros?
Listen, if you are going to fry something and dip it into cinnamon sugar, I am all for it. But we are also sending so much love to all of our members out there. I also want to send a whole bunch of love to Caught in the Middle. I want to send love to KCA for joining the Skeptic and Ranting community. Thank you so very much. Welcome on board. We actually have an evolving badge system, which is a little odd, James, because we're told sometimes by young Earth creationists that things can evolve.
We do hear that sometimes, don't we? Yeah.
It's a little weird, but it seems that even in their Ken Hoven version of 6 stages, all of those things are real. They just take different PhDs to go through them. And when we're talking about evolution, we really mean genes. In fact, populations of genes mutating over time and the environment naturally selecting them. And for some reason, this concept seems to upset the young Earth creationists. Kind of makes them a little bit mad.
Gets them a little hot under the collar, you know. Really burns Ken Hoven's morning cinnamon buns.
But not only nice and glazed. Not only does it seem to trigger them that things evolve, we try to explain to them not just natural selection, as in if you run in front of a bus, you will be met with natural selection and just leave the gene pool. Or you could also be sexually selected, not just by a mistress, but also like a peacock's feather, because the only reason for something like that to exist in nature is because women have been choosing them.
What reminds me, Big Bad Mama had a video like another Ken Hoven compilation. He's like out there saying like somebody go kick that peacock or something. Yeah, I don't know. Ken Hoven, he's not very friendly to the animals out there. He's either watching them have sex or he's trying to kill them. One of the two.
Sometimes both.
Yeah, maybe both. Yeah.
James, with religion, all can come together. We are, of course, interpreting often the Goat Hider's Guide to the Galaxy. So and we are saying hello to everybody. What is up, everyone on the interweb? We are talking common ancestry. In fact, in a moment, we are going to open up the phone lines. And in fact, call me skeptical is a little biased in that the hosts here, we're both not only smuckers, schmackers, peanut butter crackers, we're also skeptics and schmucks. All three of those things in a bucket. And so what we're looking for is people who disagree with us. We are looking for people who, for whatever reason, have decided to believe that we are not related to, well, all of life on Earth here.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You can throw a couple other things in that bucket too. We're also mammals. We're also apes. We're animals. We are all those things and everything. Hey, good to see you, Lacey.
And we never will stop being those things.
Never.
We'll always be mammals. We will always be multicellular organisms. Hi, Beamsy.
As I told, caught in the middle, as I explained to Brett Keane the other day, we're not monkeys, just related to them. He didn't seem to get it. Yeah, go figure.
Well, and this episode is inspired by, and we're probably going to do possibly even another, just because I like the title, though it is very specific. But young Earth creationists are very upset that we at one point were related to fish. That's right, James. Can you believe that we were related to fish?
You could say, though, in a sense, that we are land-walking fish, in a way.
Indeed.
You could say that.
We
air-breathing, land-walking
survive,
fish.
Yeah, the basically apocalyptic event that took place on land because air took over. And here we are. It's true. It's what makes us different than plants. However, you should still water your plants.
What's that? Praise has the new thing, because remember Praise, he used to be not like a super young earther kind. He was just kind of like he didn't touch it, but now he's all on that young earth bandwagon. He's got, what is that? He's like, evolution is racist and racism, like, and evolution, something like that he was using as a tagline. And so Amy, you'll be happy to know that before Charles Darwin wrote The Origin of the Species, there was no racism.
No,
everybody
no tribalism
treated everybody as brothers, one big human family. Everybody was happy, living together, working together, no prejudice, no hate. And then, Charles Darwin, he comes out with that book, and all of a sudden, everything goes to hell, right?
I hate to say it is a doff protest a little too much, but it does remind me of where many of these circles come from that are denying evolution and then trying to say that Charles Darwin, the Enlightenment era man. But I think there was some people holding a book and a gun during a very civil war that were trying to say that slavery was biblical. Some people still do.
Like the guy sitting up at the plantation, drinking his mint juleps with a rifle in his hand, telling the slaves that God has ordained you to work for me, so serve me as you would serve God. There you go.
Get on your knees. Also, yes, we are all Aquaman. Also, I like how...
Where's Amber Heard?
which is very funny. The rumor is she's going to be going and being in the new Pirates of the Caribbean, but
Really?
then I feel like that would be a very
I can't see that
a
one
very
coming.
weird move for fans of that series. But we will about to go into calls. I think we're going to do the quick call out because we have learned on this show that the creationists do
Through
not
trial and
stick
error.
around. Yes, that the skeptics will stay here forever, having a good time, just, drinking a beer and trying to talk epistemology, etymology, ontology. And the creationists, well, they do have a book, and it says the thing. And if you do not let them tell it to you fast enough, my goddess. But yeah.
As Harry says in chat, the book said a thing.
He booked it, said a thing. Do. I have to pin things. Here it goes. But without dead air. And all right, so we're going to do shout outs. Then I'm going to send the StreamYard. Plus, I'm probably going to send bait into like Discord because I can't help it on the servers that
Set a trap for him.
James, can you imagine a trap setting a trap? That would not be fair.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. But yes, sending love to all of our supporters out there by joining our Twitch subscribers, by joining our membership on YouTube, which you can do right down there in that big old button.
You can find the button.
Boop, boop, boop. And then getting our evolving badge system that just over time. James, did you know we supposedly worship time?
That's one of the many things that we worship, along with ourselves. Because did you know that you have to worship something, Amy?
Oh, I know.
And they're very concerned, especially like the religious right, because people aren't worshiping God anymore. So that must mean we're worshiping ourselves. No, we're just saying the concept of worshiping a deity is stupid.
You know what my other favorite one is that we make ourselves gods.
Yeah. Worship ourselves, make yourselves God. The whole universe revolves around me. And I mean, maybe there is a hair of truth in that, but I mean, you have to realize, like, Christianity, especially, like it from the moment you're born and you can hear. I mean, they pound into your head what a horrible, wretched sinner you are. You're so evil. You were born into sin. You do bad things, and
very naughty.
God is just so much better than us. But as horrible as you are, God will save you if you worship Him. Like,
if you get on your knees, and you are a good boy and girl for
all
eternity.
The terrible things you do, He'll allow you to worship Him.
He drowns babies, but besides that, he's an okay guy. That's my other favorite apologetic, is just how many defenses there are of defending drowning babies. I feel like I get that passion from Skylar Fiction. I just can't help it. They have no good apologetic for drowning babies. They come up with all sorts of weird shit. Like, they were going to grow up to be supervillains. And so you just drown those babies.
Well, I mean, their parents were evil, so what is God going to do? Just kill the parents and then let the baby start? I mean, without anybody to care for them, they'll die, right? So,
James,
I mean,
God also has a policy that, like, if you kill two people, you get the third one free. And so, like, you just got to throw away a free drowning.
But no one's innocent, Amy. They're not innocent. They were born into sin. Because that woman ate the fruit from the wrong tree, so therefore they're guilty as they're being born. So,
all right, we all seem to be guilty. Naughty, naughty, boys and girls.
Right. So, I mean, at any time, the only reason we're not burning in hell right now, Amy, is because of the grace and mercy of God. Like, Like, we are literally dangling over hell right now, and it's only by God's grace that he doesn't just let us go right now to get what we deserve.
You know how I know that's bullshit? Because
Okay.
I'm cold so often. I need this dangling over hell right now.
Oh, you live up north, so it's yeah.
Yes, but no,
It's a
spiritually,
nice
they say
74 degrees here.
oh, that is my weather. I'll tell you. I need to become a goose and just go right to Florida. It is the Jewish and ancestral homeland that I have to fight, just like all your relatives
I'm
you
not
try and fight.
I'm not James Wolfe there caught in the middle. James Wolfe is a really good guy, but I'm not him.
They are technically both secret agents.
Yeah.
And so it's James Wolfe and James W. They
Yeah.
go on missions
People
around the world.
very commonly mistake people. Yeah.
I, of course, am the secretary in the pencil skirt. Ah.
I think so, Slicey.
Sending love out there. Okay, so the quick, we can't help ourselves. All right, the quick shout outs. Khaleesi, thank you so very much. Sending so much, as it seems like females tend to trigger almost every single fundamentalist. What also triggers fundamentalists out there? LGBTQ, thank you so much, Emily. Woo!
Just about any triggers them, really.
Oh my goddess. James, I never want to hear cancel culture again. Because I think there are people that want to cancel out there. But like it doesn't matter whether you're a liberal or conservative. And so they're the biggest babies. And I can't help it. You were making me laugh the whole day from just half the responses because they are. The words you were using very specifically, oh, the soy, they're so
they're all caught up in their feelings and
James, they put a T-girl on a can. Oh, like globally, national like you had to stare at a trans girl like every time you were no, like they did an obscure campaign somewhere on the internet that you didn't know about until you decided to get angry about it. Like basically everything else.
Right-wing vlogs got a hold of it and spammed it everywhere, and then
literally the only reason that we know about it, James, really is all of this shit. All of the T-girl issues, I can't think of a single T-girl issue that an actual T-girl like wants to talk about and wants to debate. All of them are just bullshit made up issues. This is just my
Well, I mean, they're kind of like they're like basking in their power right now. They feel like, oh, look at this. We were actually like their sales are down 22% year over year. We have such power. We can force these woke corporations to bend to our will. Well, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
I was gonna say, I think that most of these, if you like beer and you like, I don't know how to tell you this, but they all kind of support us. Like I don't know if Miller Lite or Coors are going to do it again this year after, oh my goodness, but they've been posting like LGBTQ themed, rainbow themed cans. And
the thing, Slicey, about that is that, see, you're comfortable. You can come out and say how you feel. But what happens a lot of time with these guys is they see a girl, maybe they don't even know that she's trans, a T-girl, and they think she's kind of cute, and then they find out, they're like, what? Does that make me gay? Wait, I'm not gay. I can't be gay. I don't want to be gay, but I mean, does that make me gay? And it kind of messes with their psyche on the inside. They're like, no, you can never do that because you never want to confuse me. They're not secure in their own skin. They're not okay with their own feelings.
And I will say we're about to get on there. We're just going through this. I agree, James. They generally just seem to be, I don't know, they need something to get angry about. And all right, we're gonna keep on going down
they're
because if
very
you disagree with
insecure.
us, come on and tell us why. Yes.
If you don't want to be in a relationship with a T girl, that's not your thing, then don't be in a relationship with one. Don't date them. Don't do anything. No one's going to force you to do that if you don't want to. But on the other side, there are lots of people who that's exactly what they want, and so live and let live. It doesn't.
It does feel like if you were secure in your sexuality, you
wouldn't be
would
that big of a
not
deal.
give up. And I guess I also need to give a shout out. I think I was talking about this, James, before stage, that there was a lovely debate on modern day debate. I have to shed love out to Leophilius, who did lovely on whether we should affirm transgenders' gender, whether we should affirm and it was against James Hake. James, my love, what the
Hake.
were you talking about? Like, there was just so many things. One of them I won't even for just TOS things. I don't even know. But like, there were also multiple points where I swear Leo got to basically admit that we have gender or that we should. Basically, the best thing to do would be to affirm it. But that was also in between a lot of other. I swear my mouth went open. Like, what the did he just say? But Leo did really good. A lot of coherent points.
That he would.
And as
Leo's
he
the
would
debater.
say, I'm more of a data-driven person. I do not know about you, my friend, but I implore you to be so. And it really is about epistemology. These freaking people who don't accept anything but their own sources, and their own sources tends to be, this is definitely right. Tinfoil.blogspot.com.
I mean, they just have no perspective of history. They have to at some point realize that 50 years from now, people look at like Dylan Mulvaney, like Rosa Parks, and they will look like Bull Connor in the 1960s, trying to keep the buses segregated. That's how it's going to look. That's the arc of history, and that's just going to be the way that it is. Like, I remember it was the gentleman Eloy. It was like 6 months ago he was on, and he's like, "Well, Amy, like, what do I do if I just think that your gender and your sex are the same thing? It's set at birth, and that's just it." Well, I mean, too bad. That's not going to be the way it is going forward. If you want to think that, I mean, okay, but that is not. It's not gonna be the way it's thought of going forward. It's sorry.
Which is only slightly different from what we normally get, which is what is a woman. But each and every time that I go into this what is a woman question, the moment that I try to bring up either Eve and Adam or God, James, do you know how postmodern they get? They get like big, thick, black rimmed glasses. They start hitting on bongos. It is amazing. God is genderless. Wow, really? That's amazing. He became a man. God is.
Well, it's funny because they were. It was like 5 years ago. There were Christians that were attacking Ken Hovind because he endorsed this book called The Shack, which it's not a good book. It's like
The Shack. Please let that be like Christian semi-homoerotic cabin adventures.
No, it's like God invites somebody to a shack, and like basically the guy. I haven't really read the whole book, but just from what I've heard, like he's questioning God, like why do you do this? Why do you do that? And God is like going to teach him and show him, basically make him understand why God does the things that he does. But God took in that
why
in the
he
book,
drowns babies.
Yeah, right. So you can understand. Yeah, I did all that, but it's good. I'm still the good guy because I have good reasons for all that. X, Y, and Z. Here are my reasons. Say, oh yeah, okay, God, that makes sense. But in the book, it's
Lawful
God
evil.
takes
Okay.
God takes the form of a black woman in the book, and a lot of people were like, how could Ken Hovind endorse this book? God's not a black woman. God. And even Ken Hovind, he's like, wait a minute. Does God have a gender? Does God have a race? Like, why would God appearing like that? Why would that be so horrible? Does God have to be a Caucasian man? I mean,
with a beard, very
yeah,
specifically.
yeah. I thought that was actually kind of interesting. Hovind being a little, I want to say liberal, but a little bit more tolerant of a less than mainstream conceptualization of his God. So
James, we'll take what we can get.
hey,
As long as we don't look at his gravity experiments.
yeah,
Um,
I know, Slicey, it's horrible.
but
I
yes,
remember when I was still a Christian and I went into a black church one time. It was like the first, and I saw like they have like all the depictions of Jesus like but he's a black guy, and I'm like, oh, I never knew that. But it makes sense then if you go to like an Oriental Orthodox church, they make him look Oriental. I mean, which makes complete sense. They would want him to look something like they do.
Can I also just make one other comment? I do not understand why the internet and humans gave a fucking. Who cares that Ariel's black? That also, like the Little Mermaid, and it wasn't even the vast majority of the cast. I'm pretty sure it was just her.
Who was that, Amy, who we had that conversation with like 2 years ago? He was talking about like James Bond, and it's like they could never. James Bond is white. They could never have a black actor play James Bond because he's already white. You can't do that. But it's like, but wait a minute. James Bond is also Sean Connery, and he's dead. So why would it have to be?
Well, you care more about the skin tone and not the fact that she's half fish.
Right.
Like, I feel like your priorities of what is going on in reality might be a little bit different.
I mean,
it's breathing. It is out of the water. Should it be in the water?
You would think it would be about like who's the best actor for the part and who really fits the role. Like, I'd rather see like Denzel Washington James Bond than like a Jim Carrey James Bond, even though Jim Carrey's white, so I guess therefore he fits the mold better. But I don't know.
No, I feel that I now want that as both of them. What a Denzel Washington, and then
as a James Bond, yeah.
And then Jim Carrey as his assistant. Okay, that might be a completely different movie, but yes, you generally just need the narrative to be fucking awesome. Also, Disney knows what they're doing. They know mythic structure better than everyone. Also, this is my last comment. Like
I'll take exception with
on
that.
Disney. Maybe you'll disagree with me.
Probably.
I just think it's funny that I've been watching the battle between DeSantis and Disney. I feel like that has been a funny back and forth. Don't know if you have any.
I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Disney, it does seem kind of weird them having like their own, being able to govern themselves as a corporation. I never knew they had that arrangement until just recently, but I don't know.
Neither did I, but I also know
I think most people did.
pay for all all of the actual maintenance and all the roads and all that shit.
That's why a soda costs $8 and a hot dog costs $26. You know.
I don't know what that means. But sure. I don't know. I also think they do the wrong thing. All right, I can't help it. We probably shouldn't get. But this is my suggestion to the people who react to DeSantis is just this is my last thing I'll say. Is that if he trolls, you should just troll him back. Like you shouldn't react. Yes. So like if I were governor, I do believe that we should have legal immigration and all of this. But if like I was mayor, governor, whatever the fuck, and you sent me a bunch of illegal immigrants, I would just like somehow have like how to get. I would have the legalized paperwork as you get here, so that as you got here, and we would just have like a legalize you party and just be like boujoop boujoop, boujoop boujoop, boujoop boujoop for every immigrant that he like sent me. And then when he said that he would build a prison outside of Disney, all I could think about was the George Carlin bit. Like, why wouldn't you want to have houses near a prison? What do you think they're going to do? Stick around?
Well, and you know, this is really like this is the state of our politics, and the media is mostly to blame because they're the ones who perpetuate this. But you know, doesn't it just seem like the real actual issues affecting everybody on a daily basis really never get talked about, addressed? We just they just spend all this time focusing on this culture war, these things that really are tacitly related to people's everyday life. It really has a very minimal effect.
All of that shit is publicity stunts, and the majority of things that politicians and all this shit is first world. The point I wanted to bring is most of these problems that we've been bringing up, especially with these trans issues, and I hate to, make fun of this one woman's name and join in on the slander, and yet it's like all Karen issues.
Mm-hmm.
They're like all "can I speak to your manager" type of issues that like don't exist in reality. And they're like, all right, ma'am, sure, we'll look into that after you.
Your server gave me a funny look. I don't like the way she's looking at me. And she didn't say thank you, or, she's looking at me funny.
Basically. And we're like, yeah, no, really.
Yeah. She's out to get you. She's probably going to follow you home and kill you.
What is up? Snake was right. Still let Jason Jacob be an 888. And okay, we're going to do the fast. I keep on saying it. Boo, boo, boo. Senator Cato, we love you because we separate the separation of church and state. The amazing, the wonderful, the fabulous Rachel Holen reminds us that we, slavery, it only gets defended by religious people. However, if you want to tie a femboy to your bed and claim him as your own, then that's kind of hot if he's consenting. Anyway, Rachel Holen and myself send love. And James Wolfe, he's out there. We love James. We have How at the Moon.
We do.
And, we do a lot of late night podcasts, but now we're doing podcasts all the time, having fun. I need to do more premieres. Gizmo has been trying to bop me on the head because I need to be a much better intern. James Wolfe sending love. Dale Pastel reminding us we're looking for empirical evidence. We want a lot of it, but we'll take a little bit of it. And yet science gives us everything. The audacity of these to argue that we have scientism while they use the internet, the World Wide Web, and their communication device.
Well, no, but you see, they have. Thanks, 888. Because you see, Amy, I mean, really, we wouldn't have any of that without God, because you always have to give God the credit, glory to God, because, if God didn't want them to make those discoveries, they wouldn't have made them. So, I mean, we should probably just thank God, because, well, I mean, if he didn't create the universe, there'd be no universe to have cell phones.
Should we thank God for cancer, though?
Yes.
Yeah, well, those go
As
either. It's amazing.
Westboro says,
They should
thank God for all his righteous judgments.
Yes, that or mysterious ways. And yeah, Westboro Baptist. Those motherfuckers. And yet, they're really just trying to trap you, because what they want to do is sue you, because they're all just a bunch of lawyers, all just a bunch of leeches and bloodsuckers. I think there's good lawyers out there. Those
I haven't ran into too many of them.
But let me tell you, if you're just trying to trap people, you're just trying to basically this trapping is
extra empiricism, right? Slicing.
And sending love to Chris Disciple, as we remind you that Christians, Muslims, Jews can be skeptic. Hindus, pagans, we have a lot of good pagans on here. Sending love to Chris Disciple and the whole skeptic and ranting community, and then the 3 commander captains of the Girl Deck. Thank you so very much. We sending love to Ian Davenport, reminding us that, well, watchmaker arguments suck, and we were formed from sexy time. We really need to have a birds and a bees argument.
Amy, I've been reading lots of evolutionist videos and things, and not only they say we come from rocks, but they also say the universe came from nothing. I have 3,600 clips of atheists saying the word nothing on my channel, Amy.
Well,
I have an
must
algorithm.
mean we believe that we came from nothing.
I have an algorithm. It scans through every video and clips out every time they say nothing. They say the word quite a lot, and so they think the universe came from nothing. Look, I have a look at this middle school science textbook from 1987. Look, before the Big Bang. Look, it has nothing, Amy.
James, did you know that this ice cream, it's so low calorie that it tastes like nothing? Oh, there we go. Anyway, sending love to Ian Davenport and sending love to Rijos. Rijos reminds us we have a skeptic Bible study.
That's right, Jason.
We are knee deep in Joshua, if you know what I mean.
Atheist,
we are always looking for new
not
jokes.
Spiritual, no higher power.
I forget the joke. People say I'm not religious but spiritual, in the same way that I'm trying to say that you're interesting, but please go yourself. Something like that. Anyway, sending observation. The spiritual people are nice. It's the Abrahamic religions. We'll smoke weed and, have a good old time.
Look at their crystals and
shove it up places.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Got to get that calcium off your pineal gland, Amy. It's
right.
It's all calcified. That's why you can't. Your telepathy.
I have to align my chakras, and the only way that I do so is by getting Jupiter to stop me up the ass. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, sending love to
Jupiter and the planet Uranus.
Yeah. Oh, James.
You got to align yourself with Uranus.
The things that Uranus has seen. My anus.
Which will probably be the next thing they take out of textbooks in Florida, right? They're going to take the planet Uranus out of the book.
Come on. This is what I mean. It's so is stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but
no, there's 8 planets. There's 7 planets now. No, Uranus does not exist. It's a
yes,
liberal conspiracy.
It's a liberal conspiracy. James, you knew once they said it was made out of all gas that it was just liberals making shit up, right?
And they'll say, you know what they'll say? Well, you know what? We used to have 9 planets, and they took Pluto off of this, so we could take Uranus off of this.
I was actually explaining that. I was teaching that. We were reading a chapter called "When a Planet is Not a Planet."
Because the definitions are arbitrary. They can define them however they want.
And because they found a whole bunch of shit that was basically near Pluto that was almost the same size.
Bigger. Some of them even bigger.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's like, are we going to have like 27 planets, or are we just going to make one smaller? And so they made like Planetoid or something, whatever to make like Pluto's feel bigger. I love you, Pluto. I love you. Send in love. You're with that. You have friends
like
now.
The pictures from it, it's an amazing place. I know, Pookykins, it'll always be a planet to me too.
Always be a planet in our hearts. And all right, we have. Every time we try to do it shorter, I can't help it. Yeah. We spend so much time roasting creationists. It's so much fun.
Slicey is offering to help align your chakras.
Oh my! Just because I want. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the Jews still consider her a Jew, so.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I very much consider it Hotel California rules. You know, you can join, but you can really never leave if you think about it. Speaking of which, StreamYard, and I need to lovingly send it out on the other channels.
Hotel
too.
Lamplighter Inn in Powell, Wyoming. It's a good place. Check it out sometime. Maybe.
What am I checking out?
Oh, anytime you're in Powell, Wyoming, you can stop at the Lamplighter Inn, say hi to Rick. It's a great little hotel. Family owned business, small business.
I get only.
Yeah.
And okay, StreamYard link is in there, and it is pinned. And we are looking. I guess we didn't really do. We only do formal openings on here,
well, we can just talk about it amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Until we trap somebody.
Well, the fact that common ancestry triggers them is kind of the subject of the night. What is up, praise?
Saw her last video.
Mama.
The Hoven compilation. That was good.
She always does good
content. Throw a little bit of Brett Keane in there just to make things extra crazy. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, lost him.
Though I will say when he comes on that he mostly agrees with us.
He's pretty reasonable,
yeah. I will say that we are related to all animals on Earth, and that is a good thing. We're related to all organisms on Earth, and that's pretty neat. Even amoeba. Also, one more thing.
Are you related to an amoeba? Are you an amoeba, Amy?
Amoeba?
So somewhere along the line, the amoebas had to stop making baby amoebas and make something else. When did that happen, Amy?
I should also send love out to Snake Was Right, because I think I'm doing a debate with him next Friday on Modern Day Debate. So look forward to that. And what was the other thing I had?
Be griping about the size of the gorilla penis, Slicey, because gorillas tend to only have very small penises, according to Kent.
However, do you know how big whale penises are, James? Yeah. Thank you, 888. I have been so excited because I've been trying to get back on that debate circuit. We're also going to have Mark Reid versus Bree on animal rights coming up. Just started talking about that. That is
debate.
On Debate Me, brah.
What's the scope of the debate? Animal rights? That's tell me more.
I have to go and maybe get a full description, but that is coming soon. Oh, we should probably get Casey on. But I will say another thing, that is, we're looking for people who disagree with us, and they will get a lot of time. However, we want to bring on sane and rational people too. And so that's what we're going to do.
Christians on one side, sane, rational people on the other.
Yes, I forget. There was one other thing I wanted to say, and I completely forget it. But we've been blabbing so much that we are now going to bring Caught in the Middle on. We are calling us skeptical on common ancestors. Ba-doo, boop, ba-doo.
Oh, yes, he does, Slicey. He's always on.
Yo, what's on, everybody?
What is up, Caught in the Middle? What's up, Casey? We are calling us skeptical on common ancestry. I hope you're doing good. And what are your thoughts? How have you been? And what are your thoughts?
I've been good. How are you? How have you been?
Doing pretty good. Is that Naruto hat?
James, how you been?
Holding up.
Man, you gotta put on a happy face sometime, bro.
That's just my look. It is what it is.
Sometimes it pays to change your look, okay?
Yeah. Well, I'll make a note of it.
Good, man. Good. I'm glad you've been doing well. I'm glad, Amy. I'm glad you've been doing well as well.
I have been.
Good. So tonight you guys have been talking about a lot of things. You guys have hit so many topics. I know that you guys came in with are we related to evolution? What is it? Like, I'm not sure. There was a two-word question, common ancestors, I think.
Common ancestry, because they seem to get a little bit upset that we are related to other animals, other organisms, plants. We're related to fish. Holy.
So you see this in a lot of like their videos, a lot of their debates, when, you know, of course they ask the venerable question. Kent's always coming up with new animals, like do you think you're related to an anteater? Do you think you're related to
you think you're related
fish,
to a rock?
sparrow,
you come from a rock.
turtle?
You come from a shell. You come from lava.
And he knows
you come
that
from all sorts
we think
of
the answer
gibberish.
is yes. He knows that we think we are, but it's kind of and when they hear that on their videos, like, they get all giggly, like laughing. But what it really is, it's just self-soothing laughter, because they're just trying to reassure themselves that, like, that sounds stupid, right? Yeah. Related to an anteater. Oh, totally. You think that's stupid too, right? Yeah. Oh, I think it's stupid. It must be stupid. But only stupid people think that it's stupid.
Really Larry, Moe, and Curly kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that we have common ancestors through DNA, right? DNA tells us that we share DNA with all kinds of things, like millions of billions of things, right? Dang, Amy, you better chill out, bro. Start your OnlyFans.
Stop, Shrum. Listen,
Relax.
I just need to very specifically
calm down,
send love out there.
So I mean, DNA tells us that, right? And I don't disagree with DNA. I always find myself caught in the middle, right? Between science and what I believe to be a bit sensible, what I believe to be very ancestral, I might say. Maybe that's a good word. I don't know if that's a word.
Do you think maybe one day we can get you caught in science?
Maybe it's possible, right? I never say never.
So you
Because
accept it? You accept?
I will say that I
accept it?
have said never before, and I no longer say never. And what's up, James?
You accept that the DNA says we're related. So, but what's your exact take on it? You think that
Related? Yeah, I don't follow the modern evolution chain that's claimed. I don't like how it's explained. I don't like how it's modernized. I don't like how we use something X amount of million years old to qualify as evidence for. It seems like there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of gaps there.
In the dating process of evolution?
Yeah, as far as us coming from being anything closer related to monkeys to humans. Yeah, I think there's a lot of gaps there.
I would like to know what gaps you think there are.
So we understand that due to continental movement, monkeys began to their continents were moved and therefore they were forced to move, except that they were still in the environment that they were shifted from. And therefore, I mean, Darwinism tells us that something that is thriving within an environment does not leave said environment. So,
typically no.
a monkey that walks on all fours, that climbs trees, that lives in trees, that only lives in trees, by the way, that is scared to put their feet on the ground, why would it crawl across the ground, across the desert to go become something else? There's not a lot of sense being made there. And I understand that we have Lucy and I'm having a little bit of sinus stuff today. Florida, Amy, you were talking about being in Florida earlier. Don't come. Allergies galore. So go ahead.
Well, can I just interrupt? It sounds like you're saying that why would monkeys stand upright?
Why would they, instead of swinging in the trees, why would they come out of the trees?
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's explanations like being able to use tools and the ability that you would be able to actually throw. The fact that if an environment does change, that if you're living in things like long grass instead of
the food supply in the trees could have been decreased, so they didn't have enough food in there to meet their needs. They had to come down.
But if you look at like Savannah,
so we know that there are tribes in Africa that have been there for.
But can I ask you? I mean, I want to ask a different thing. Like, let's go to the epistemological route here. Why do you think we look so much like other apes, and monkeys kind of actually look like a lot of apes?
I'm not so sure that we do. I am sure that monkeys look like other monkeys in a lot of ways, but I'm not so sure that we look like monkeys. I mean that's like a crazy comparison of like an octopus to a squid, you know? Like maybe they look similar, but they're completely different.
Kind of sure, but when you look at an orangutan, can you not see that it looks almost exactly like us?
I would describe them all as monkeys. Yeah, if I didn't know, like there is an orangutan / gorilla / chimpanzee, I would describe them all as monkeys. Yes, I would agree with you.
You would be wrong. They are not monkeys.
And see, I'm saying I would
they're all apes.
Classify them as monkeys, right?
I think
so. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, and then monkeys are even more separated out from DNA. That's why they look more different than the apes.
But I don't think there's any that look closely to human. They don't look human to me. Like none of them look human. Or none of them are
them.
even closely identified as human.
I mean, I think that might be like your human bias. I think if you came from another planet and you looked at them all, I think you'd pretty clearly say, okay. I mean, aside from having much less body hair, I mean, we're basically.
I would have to be pretty racist to, like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, there's only like certain races on the planet that even have like body hair in certain regions that, you know, chimpanzees, monkeys, gorillas have hair. And none of them, they're still not bipedal, right? They're still stuck in 4-leg mode. And even their autonomy, their biology is still stuck in 4-leg mode. And, you know, I don't disagree.
I normally
that
start on orangutan. All right, let's just look at monkey.
Yep.
Let's just look at monkey. Okay. You do not think.
It's so fucking cute, by the way.
I agree. But please, for the love of... Oh, it didn't open the image because I can't. Oh, my goodness.
I like that guy. He looks happier than James. James, why does this monkey look happier than you, bro? You gotta work on that, man.
What?
Yeah. I love you, James.
It sounds like it.
Man. I'm just saying. Yeah, I hope you agree.
Negative.
Okay. You are telling me that doesn't look like us at all.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Like it's so extraordinarily rare to even see someone with such high like eyebrow bones.
I mean,
such wide eyes.
No.
Smash.
But do you notice that you are, for the love of, I'm gonna try and do this gently because what you are saying, the nice way of saying it is silly, very silly.
I know.
I want to use a different S word.
Some of these things.
Listen to this. Look at this. We have an eye here and a here. All right. We have a nose right about. The same exact.
So do seals.
So do seals?
Yeah. So do fish.
Yeah. Well, that is because.
So I don't deny common ancestry, like DNA, right? I'm not getting Hoven. Okay.
I understand that, but
so where does it break down for you? So if you accept common ancestry, then help. Where does it go from there?
I'm not sure, right? I don't have a basis. I don't have like a thesis other than a lot of skepticism, right? Like I have a whole lot of like I don't know. But these are hypotheses. But I don't even know if I agree with any of my hypotheses, right? What I am saying is that I don't. There's so many gaps within, ape evolution to human evolution, and it's true. Like it's a really difficult topic to debate from any perspective. On hey, we have this skeleton called Lucy that we've named Lucy. And then we have Neanderthals, Cro-Magnons. What's the one that starts with V? I can't remember. Not Venezuelans, but Venezuelans. And then we have these other 2 to 5 categories of human-like things. Except we're talking about millions of years still between Lucy and them.
Can you pull up like a picture?
We have all these fossils of like shellfish and crayfish and birds that had tiny skeletons, really, really, really tiny skeletons, really, really, really tiny bones. What we don't have is anything between Lucy, which was still bipedal, to Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal, any of the bipedal.
They came after Lucy.
We have millions.
They came after Lucy.
We have millions of fossils.
I know.
And
that's what I'm saying.
There are no such thing as a transitional fossil because we're all transitional fossils. I
There's
would love
not
to
a-
know what the gaps in the fossil record are.
that is
that
the
you
gap.
think.
That is the gap, right? Like we have all these what would you call it? Like quadrupedal? Like I don't know. What do you call a four walking animal? Is that quadrupedal? Quadruped? So we have
Believe so.
quadrupedal. Oh, we have these quadrupedal mammals that walk around on all fours. And then we don't have a gap between them and anything else walking bipedal. We have examples of quadrupedal things walking on two legs. We don't have them in any instance way
That
of
is
defending
what. That is
themselves,
not true.
being
There
being
are
offensive,
multiple.
being like gatherers. Like we don't have them like being bipedal like normally. Like they do it on occasion, not like
Normally.
normally.
I would love to see.
And they
Do
don't
you have
leave their environment.
any-
We take them from their environment. They don't leave their environment.
We take them from. Do you have any sources that would say that we have gaps?
Yeah, I mean, there's millions, hundreds of thousands of years between
Well,
Lucy, what
so
you're showing us, and
pull up
the
like
bipedal.
Lucy's face, like a recreation of what the face would have looked like.
I mean, that I don't know, right? Like, how do we reconstruct that?
Educated guesses.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Educated
I mean,
guesses.
It's probably not exact, but it's not just
I mean,
you know,
we have
random
there's
either.
there's 5 pieces of skull there and a bottom jawbone. Right?
Yeah, but fortunately, we have many other examples, so we probably don't have one that's complete. But when we have,
but we're using
different
that
segments.
one, right? There's supposed to be hundreds of thousands of millions of that one. Like we can gather bird bones that are tiny, like skinny, tiny bird bones that we claim to be from the same era, the same time, focusing on the same everything else. We can find these tiny, bird bones that are hollow, just like that Lucy's bones would be. And yet we
I
find
don't
the
think they
bird
were
bones. We
hollow.
don't find other Lucy bones.
Oh, we have numerous examples of Lucy. We have dozens of them. But I mean,
Dozens?
humans have never been as prolific in the world as other animals. I mean, there are way more chickens.
Really? I mean, we fuck
yeah.
like everything else. We fucking fuck. That's all humans do is fuck.
I think we kill like 30 billion chickens a year just to feed humanity.
How
And
many?
there's
I
only
mean,
8
how many
billion
would
people.
100,000 humans do though? Like, give me like 10,000 human bones,
Well,
not
here's the thing.
not like 36.
Humans have, like, anatomically modern humans, you have a very limited time that they've been a thing. So like Lucy lived about
I mean, about a million years.
Lucy lived about 3 million years ago.
Yeah,
So
3 million years. There you go. Your
in that
definition
time
is bigger
to
than mine.
today, so in that time to today, there have been about 128,000 generations. So we have 128,000 tiny steps along the way.
And nothing
to
between.
get from Lucy to modern human. No, we have all the homos. They come after Lucy. Homo erectus, Homo ergaster, Homo heidelbergensis.
And give me
Homo
the earliest date
neanderthalis,
of the earliest Homo.
Denisovans. I believe
It's like
erectus.
300
It's been a
years
while
old.
since
300,000 years old.
No.
400,000.
Okay,
Maybe
I'm sorry.
500,000.
I
It's within
mean
the
to
last million years.
let you go on for so long. I appreciate it, but I want to show you this.
Yeah, of course.
Because I want to keep on asking you if you really don't see any. You don't see any relation to this organism.
Not without using slurring terms. No, I don't. And I don't see humans sitting in trees with their feet clamping onto tree limbs, eating something.
This, to me, how can you not? They look exactly like us. Like
No
it was
way,
the
man.
same
That does
exact
not look
bone
like
structure.
us. No, it does not.
You
Amy.
have to
Come
get past
on.
the hair. That's
No,
most
man.
of it
Not
is
even.
the hair.
Look, the facial structure, the chromial structure, the eye structure, the ear
Yeah,
structure.
No,
they
we're not
all
exactly
look
the
like
same.
you.
humans.
They all look like humans.
No, they
it
do
looks
not, man.
exactly.
Amy,
What
come on. You're
bothers
better than
me?
this. They do not look exactly like
What
humans.
bothers me when you even say "come on," I feel like I'm trying not to insult you. I love you, Casey, but that's stupid. When you say that it doesn't look like us, that is stupid. And this is a problem, either with, I don't know, our education system.
So-
You can't see the bones. You
No.
can't see there. Name another organism
So-
that looks close. That
so
looks
as
like
someone-
another.
As someone who has a bachelor's degree in health science, I could tell you that human bone structure doesn't move anything like what I'm looking at right now. I can tell you that human bone structure, even cranial, like I'm looking at the face of this ape right now, it's not shaped the same.
So
There's nothing.
Wait.
It would take
this an
so
orangutan, Amy?
long,
Yes.
like millions of
First of
billions
all,
of years for
I
that
just want
orangutan
to say,
to
I
change.
just want to
But-
point out, they almost look identical. Our skulls look almost identical to orangutans, to other apes.
No.
And so when you are saying I have a health science degree, I appreciate that. That is actually a good degree. However, you are giving misinformation. It is factually incorrect. They do look very similar.
So what I'm seeing is humans and orangutans diverge 14
So
to 18
I would like
million.
you to pull up, because I just went and pulled up orangutan skull, and I'd like you to
14
pull up
to 18
orangutan skull for me,
million
please.
years
Okay.
since we diverged. So you got 18 million years to account for these changes.
We're talking 3 million years, because we're talking from the date of Lucy, which is what
Well, that's a separate.
evolutionists
This
would
is an
describe.
orangutan.
Evolutionists would describe Lucy as the earliest known link between the two. So we would have to start from Lucy. So 18 million years.
Lucy is a
what
lot
you
more
just said.
modern, but we can look at Lucy.
Yeah, or Lucy's. There you go. Lucy's a lot more modern. I agree.
She's much closer to us than them.
I agree. I'm a little spicy tonight, right? For once, I'm spicy. It's all fun, by the way.
It's all fun.
Yeah, it's all fun. Like honestly. Yeah, see, there's just no way.
Is that a Lucy skull, Amy? The afarensis?
Well, we don't have a Lucy skull,
This
so
is
we
an
can't go from a
orangutan
Lucy skull.
This is an orangutan skull.
An orangutan
Yeah.
skull. So 18 million years to
3
slowly
million. 3
change.
million. 3
No,
million,
because this is an
James.
orangutan. We diverged 18 million years from them, so
We're
we have
going from
longer.
Lucy. We need a Lucy skull. Why are you talking about
Well,
orangutans
She pulled
right
up an
now?
orangutan skull. That's what she pulled up.
Because it's more than that. It's like the fact that you wouldn't believe that Lucy, like, it is easy to see why we are part of other apes. I mean, genetically, we share 98% with other apes. And so it is factual that we branched off from them. It is easy to see visually. And so it is one of those things where it's like, okay, how about this? Let's bring up a zebra skull.
We actually don't. Isn't it true that we share more DNA with pigs than we do with monkeys?
No.
It's like 98% with pigs.
No.
We're mammals.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, if I look, how much do we share with pigs? 98%. Interestingly enough, human beings also share a huge amount of genetic material with pigs, almost as much as we should do with chimpanzees. The genetic DNA similarities between pigs and human beings is 98%. Interspecies organ transplant activities between humans and pigs have even taken place, called, I'm not even going to try it, xenotransplants, maybe that's the way it says. So we're talking about like 0.1%. Like we're not making.
But I mean,
sense
we
to
share
yourself.
60% with a banana, so these are not.
I
like,
agree.
I mean, this is not.
I don't think
So
DNA is a
pigs are
tell-all.
definitely a lot closer to us than a banana, but
and
not
just
quite
as close to us as
chimpanzees.
monkeys.
Not just as close.
I mean, we're talking about 0.1% differences, right?
Okay. Yeah, it's a big genome, though.
0.1% differences, man. That
Big
is.
genome.
I mean, we obviously agree that that's a lot, right?
So pigs are mammals. They're several orders of magnitude closer than.
Would I and you agree that 0.1% difference is a lot?
I'm seeing 95 and 96, which is
still
a lot
98% from pigs. And what do we share with humans?
Yeah, because we went from single-celled to multi-celled, and then we went.
But I mean, that's the same with monkeys, right? So 98.8% with monkeys, 98%.
Then we went from multicellular, and instead of plants or fungi, animals, and then we had mammals.
Would be shared with bananas,
and then
like
we had
said.
sapiens. Yes, but you understand we share less DNA with the banana plant, right?
Yes.
And that's why we look different.
But I ask again: is 0.1% a lot?
It is, and it
1%, and we don't. We're not 0.1% away. We're not 0.1% away from the banana plant.
No, hold on. We're talking about pigs and monkeys. Because
we're not 0.1% away from pigs or monkeys.
We understand that we're completely different than both of these things, except we're arguing that we're completely different than monkeys, right? We're arguing that we are or we're not.
So it is a gradient scale. It is how far out do you want to go? No, nothing is 0.1%. I don't understand where you're even getting the 0.1%.
So if we said
I'm 0.1% different than you.
If we said that monkeys are 98.8% of what humans share as DNA, so that's 1.2%. We're 1.2% different.
We are a little bit less than. We're somewhere between 2% with apes. We keep on going further out with monkeys. We then go back further with mammals.
So I'm getting the difference between pigs. I'm getting 98.8 for chimpanzees and 98% for pigs. So 0.8% difference is what I'm finding.
0.8%. So would we agree that 0.1% difference is huge? I think that's good common ground, right?
I mean, I would say it is and it isn't. It can add up to a
big difference, right? I mean, what are pigs?
But
look
compared
up your
to
statistics on pigs. I want you to tell me your statistics on pigs. Like, what percentage are we different than pigs?
It says 98, the same.
Okay, and what is our best monkey guess?
Chimpanzee 98.8. So 0.8%.
Okay, so we're talking about 0.8% difference.
Almost a percent. Yeah.
So that makes us at best 2% different than pigs, right? I mean, can we agree there?
I mean, I think that's
a yes.
Oversimplification, but I guess you could put it in those terms.
That's a yes. I mean, we're cool here. Everybody's cool here, right?
You would have to see which parts of the DNA they're comparing to. There's a lot of nuance in there, but I would say that we share a lot of our DNA with pigs because they're mammals. Probably share very similar with other mammals too.
Just as we share a lot of DNA with squirrels.
Comparing with whales and giraffes and stuff, it starts to be a more significant difference, right? So
yes, the further that you go out,
but we're still talking about monkeys to chimps, monkeys to pigs, and this is so close, right? It's our closest to known. So DNA evidence doesn't seem to be a significant, huge factor between like what we're looking at, genotomically. So we still have the gap.
The fact that we have so much similar DNA and we have such comparable almost identical skulls.
Give me a pig
And-
skull. Jeez. Camera doesn't
I
like
hate
me right
not
now,
having
apparently.
two screens. My second
There we
screen's
go.
broke.
So we have a monkey skull there.
That's not a monkey skull.
He knows. He's
I mean-
pulling a thing.
I am pulling something.
Yeah.
By the way.
But
Yeah, I agree.
so
But that's very
that
close.
looks
That's
like
much
something-
closer to a monkey skull than it is a human skull.
And I once again I don't
I
think
don't
that's
see
true.
that.
I mean, I can see the canine teeth, right? The big tooth there. And I can see the big wide eye sockets, the protruding
So
nose.
you're saying that it looks like a mammal.
I mean, if you gave me like a giraffe skull, the giraffe skull doesn't look that way. If you give me a zebra, like, I mean,
But
a
it would have
whale,
similarities.
It would,
give me a
once
whale.
again,
I mean,
it
I can
has
start
the
naming
same-
mammals.
so yes, you realize that they all look alike for a reason because they're mammals, because they all come from the same line.
Same
This is
mammal,
why we make
yeah.
fun of that we come from a fish, because we all have a backbone. Do you
Yeah, I
notice
don't
how
agree
the
that we come from
eyes
a fish. I don't like
go
that
like
we
that?
come from a fish, or we come from a rock thing. That's stupid.
Sure. It's because you don't like
You did come
science.
from
I
fish.
heart you.
No,
Eventually you'll accept it.
No. I don't agree with the abbreviations of we come from fish or we come from rocks, right? Like I don't like those enunciations. I don't like the way that's said. And I don't believe we
as
come from
in-
rocks or fish.
Okay, you're saying the creationists, those phrases.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's silly.
Okay, I retract my previous statement. Thank you so very. I mean, we have common ancestors with fish, and
I agree that we
We are
probably
common.
have DNA evidence shows that we have common ancestors with all kinds of things on the planet for sure. 100%.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I would even say. Yeah, I can agree with that.
okay, good. See, we're coming to
So-
common ground.
Yeah,
So
see,
if-
I agree with
if-
you guys. There's
if that is
what I
true-
don't agree with is the common break, right? There's a break in the chain. It's
But I
weird.
don't
So if-
understand why you would disagree with apes and monkeys. Seems like an easy one. Like, I do not understand why.
A lot
Like-
more easier than
Like,
dinosaurs from birds. You know.
I agree with evolution all the way up, and I agree that we're on a long span Earth that's what 6.5 billion. Is that the current consensus?
About 4.5, but close.
4.5 billion year old Earth. I believe it's an oblique spheroid. I don't disagree with any of these things, right? The thing that I find very skeptical in my mind is the link between humans and apes. And that's the one thing that is why is my camera doing
And
this crap?
humans, we are apes. Well, I don't get why. So
Well, you know what? We're all allowed to be wrong on something, and if you want to be wrong on that, then that's, yeah.
Listen to you. I need
There
you to I need you to teach me, man, because I'm not seeing it right. Because I'm giving you the same arguments that those the crazies would give you, except I'm only crazy on some things, and they're crazy on many things. So
Yeah, but I mean,
mean-
if you looking at something and seeing that something looks similar is subjective, but
very
if
subjective.
you don't
Yeah.
see it, we can't
But-
force you to see it.
my reason for not seeing it, I'm trying to appeal on like an intuitive level because we already have the genetics. We know how far we are. Like we
Genetics are just
understand.
DNA, though. Again, we're falling back on DNA,
Yeah, evidence. We're just falling back on evidence.
which is the same difference between pigs and monkeys and us.
Which
So
once again, this and the more I hear this, the more you say it over and over, it sounds Ken Hoven-y. Can you believe
No,
that we
man, come
came
on, Amy.
from pigs?
Amy, you're better than that. Don't compare me with Ken Hoven, man. Please, come on.
Okay,
Me and you
I
are cooler than
won't-
that. Come on.
If you don't want to be
love you.
compared to Ken Hoven, don't make Hoven-esque
That's
arguments.
not a Hoven-esque remark.
Okay.
Man. Come on. I'm not saying we came from a rock. Like, fuck off with
True.
that.
But you are kind of saying, like, can you believe that we're related to pigs? Yes, very easily.
And monkeys at the same time. They came up genotomically together.
So here's the thing: if you accept that,
Why
then
is
there
that so
has
hard
to
to
be a
believe?
mechanism. There has to be a mechanism for these species to diversify, these related species, to get to where we are today. So that mechanism is evolution. It is what it is.
I need the breaks in the chain, bro. I need to see where that happened because we don't have that break in the chain. And we can say like what I'm hearing from archaeologists, what I'm hearing from Scientologists is that all the bones were different.
Please say scientists. You actually said Scientologist by accident.
Yeah, scientists. Yeah.
Okay, no.
I mean, atheists are getting pretty close to Scientology, Amy. I mean, let's just say,
not even close.
I mean, like we're not talking about the Thanes and all that bullshit, but we're like, getting close. Anyways, so
you want us to be able to show you every single translation?
No. What I want is for science and archaeology to quit saying that the density of the bones was going to be so different that we can still find shells in structures. We can still find bird bones that were, 5% of the size. We can still find snails. We can still find all these different things, but we can't find things that were bigger and more dense and just as populous as these other things.
Birds have been around a lot longer than us.
Well, we're talking about 3 million years, James.
Which is really not very long.
Even if we took
4.5 billion years.
If we took a village of people that were doing well, and we gave them, say, 3,000 people, and we gave them a reasonable environment, I mean, I think it's safe to say within 100 years we have, 20,000, right? 100 years, 20,000 people, even with death, disease, dental decay, predators, attacks. We have 20,000 people in 100 years.
You're saying what would or wouldn't happen to them?
I mean, I'm making estimated guess. I'm making a stupid
that's heavily
hypothesis here. Yeah, very speculative. I'm being very skeptical here. I'm throwing something out.
But there's lots of
I'm being honest, right? I'm 100% honest with you guys.
Way down. Genetic bottlenecks. We know it's happened in the past.
I mean, we have to find something here because we have to say that we have 10 million monkeys, and these 10 million monkeys, these apes, made something that also had 5 million, 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 until we got to a certain point where the 5 million was just normal. And we did this all within 3 million years.
So you're skeptical of what exactly? The population that exists today?
There has to be some more correlation between this thing we call Lucy, that looks like a chimpanzee, like skeleton, and humans, and Neanderthals, or even Cro-Magnons, or Venezuelans.
Is it just a coincidence?
I know I'm saying that wrong. It's not Venezuelans, is it? What is it? So I quit saying it the wrong way. Venezuelans. There you go.
Is it just a coincidence that when we look in the geological column and we find fossils that are in a top level strata, they seem to go back genetically, and they seem to look not only like us, but they seem to be halfway between what we'd see as an ape-like creature and an ape like us. Doesn't it just seem weird that...
What is our earliest known ancestor?
How far back do you mean?
The last universal common ancestor?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really know exactly what it was.
Humans are 100 to 200,000 Homo sapiens sapiens, but then you can keep
100
on
to
going
2,000
back.
Homo sapiens sapiens.
But you could keep on going back. You can start to include Neanderthal that existed around the same time. You could start to go back
But a lot of these,
millions of years. And then
as we go back, we stop seeing Homo sapiens. We start seeing these other guys that are quite similar to Homo sapiens, but
there's
quite
still
different
this
too. You get the
ginormous
other
gap.
homos.
There's a ginormous gap between Lucy and anything bipedal.
Like Homo. So you
Like,
would challenge
Homo anything. I mean,
But
Lucy
here-
to
Homo
Homo
anything.
erectus.
like, to me, it's just, you're basically saying the fact that we walk like upright is just so
No.
like, it's just so mind-blowing that it can't come from an organism that
Do we agree
was
that
in
Darwinism
trees.
exists? Is Darwinism a thing?
Darwinism? No, I don't think, unless
No.
you mean like
It's not a thing at all?
natural selection.
Yeah, natural selection. Yeah, is natural
Natural
selection.
selection is a law of nature. It means when you get hit by a bus, you are taken out of the gene pool.
And you
like we're
you
saying
quit
earlier.
you quit doing that, right? Like, or
If
you don't
quit
survive.
doing that, yeah, if you get I
Yeah.
guess you look.
Yeah, I mean, like, if
people
we
who
keep-
don't who
If we
survive
keep
natural
throwing
selection
carbon
look
in the
both
atmosphere,
ways.
like, we might be dead by 2030. Who knows? Like, I don't agree with modern science on carbon emissions, but maybe we're dead by 2030, right? If we keep doing this, we're dead. Right?
Hold on, I have to ask. You don't think the Earth is getting warmer?
I agree the Earth is getting warmer, yeah. The Earth
Okay.
is absolutely getting warmer.
I think I just came
Yeah.
to Jesus for a moment.
Yeah,
All right.
100%. Yeah, I believe we're
Woo!
getting warmer. And I don't know how much we're doing as humans, but I know we're getting warmer, 100%.
Well, and what's up, Pat? Homo habilis, the earliest.
Yeah, I get it. I
Pat.
tell you, I don't disagree with science, like, all the time, right? Like,
And
this
Pete's
is-
out into freak.
So, I
And
mean,
materialist.
don't beat
dad.
me up too
I'm sorry.
bad.
You know we love you. We just can't
I know. So
help
there's-
ourselves.
I mean, what I'm saying is there's just a large gap between Lucy, which is what I started with. I started with the same argument. Lucy and our first, like, bipedal anything. And if we say that natural selection, Darwinism is a thing, there's no reason for these animals to leave their environments where they're succeeding. They're thriving, they're doing well, to leave their environments and start doing anything other than what they're doing. I mean, whales as we know it, crocodiles as we know it, they've been doing the same thing, doing the same migration cycles
Right.
in the same rivers, in the same oceans for as long as the earth has been around. I mean, crocodiles at their earliest state were one of the only species to make it past numerous,
It's
catastrophes
why
on Earth.
crocodiles and
Crocodilians are
sharks
apex
are
predators.
they're the apex predators, and they are considered living fossils because the model works so long that they've been around for millions of years, looking
Because
like
any
that.
substantial changes would probably make them less fit to survive. See, we had
Yeah, I
we had
agree.
changes that could happen that made us more fit, that made us better at surviving.
When? I mean, when? Because we haven't had the
When we
same
came out of
natural
the trees.
disasters in the last 3 million years.
So don't think of it as necessarily evolution reacting to human behavior. It could be human behavior reacting to evolution. It could be,
But there wasn't
that
any
all of
human
a sudden we
behavior yet.
human anatomy, human behavior
I
corresponds
mean,
to anatomy.
what I'm
so-
saying is that we're still going back, James, or we still have to have
Why?
monkeys crawling out of the forest into the desert or into the plains that need to
and
go
then we can
gather
get new
something.
food sources.
I don't
there,
understand.
not where
That's
they
not
are.
that big a deal. Yes,
That is
they
a
need
huge
to go.
deal. That goes against Darwinism. That goes against, like, many of our hypotheses of modern day that go with the genealogy, that go with DNA, in the model that we use to describe how things come up.
Go exploring. My cats do that.
But they don't leave it. They don't leave it. Even to this
Not
day,
in
you
one
never see a
generation.
monkey leave. You don't see a monkey leave the jungle more than 10, 15 feet. They're gone. They're back up in a tree, bro.
You are thinking of like a single dude. You're looking at like a single monkey and being like,
all monkeys,
that
all
monkey.
monkeys today.
again, you're just looking at this. You're
Populations
like,
evolve,
damn,
not
they
individuals.
it's like looking at a cat.
Which
and being
removes
like,
the common ancestor.
But it's like looking at a cat and being like, cats hate water. Okay, all of them do, except they don't actually all hate water. That's right, and so that's there. You're getting to my point, and so it's like, well, do all cats hate going in the water? And then slowly but surely, what happens if the environment changes, and so you have a cat breed where only the aquatic liking ones actually get selected for. And then all of a sudden you have this new organism and you go, well, cats fucking hate water. And then all of a sudden you have, I think some apes are first of all, right? Because the grass line occupied. Exactly. It seemed like there was more sparse trees.
Less food in the trees to survive on. They were forced to come down and look for food.
And okay, I will say, Casey, we got probably our last few minutes, and then we're good because we have 2 guests back, and we're probably going to bring on Rohan and then end on Disciple Day, and that's going to be the end of the show for us. But we've been having fun.
Yeah, definitely, man. I love being here with you guys, man. I love both of you. So
we love having you.
I'm not Kent Hoven. I don't like being compared to that fucking dude.
No. Okay, so and now I feel
we're doing it in a loving way.
Kent is a sleazy McSleazerson
scumbag.
I just don't get this triggering. No, you're not triggered. How should I phrase this?
No.
But we share like there are
skepticism.
I am it's not even like, I guess maybe James is right, but I don't even get
hyper skepticism.
Like we share the genetics, we look like them, we behaviorally act like if you were to like take bonobos and you were to take chimpanzees and you were to just look at both groups, you'd be like, oh yeah. They basically killing everybody, and these guys are just having sex with everybody. Okay. Oh, we're getting...
I think that we're able to take, and we're able to say, like, I'm being skeptical here. I'm not naming this as truth, right? I'm not saying what I'm about to say is truth. But we're able to take a pigeon, and we're able to say that this pigeon had these numerous fossils that made a pigeon. And this numerous fossils made the thing that made the pigeon. And this numerous fossils made the thing that made the thing that made the pigeon. Who have these little tiny, skinny little bones that could die everywhere and be forgotten forever. We're able to show genealogically that this scale happened with pigeons. We're not able to show the same thing when it comes retrospectively to humans. And humans have bigger, denser bones.
Just separated from other apes.
I understand.
We have more bones. We have the most data.
We don't, though. Why is Lucy like one of its kind?
It's not. There are thousands of fossils.
I know you want every single one that lived to be able to look at, but that's just not in the cards.
There's just not, though. There's not. Lucy is known as one of a kind because it's one of a kind.
Once again,
show me more Lucy bones. Right? Like, I mean, I want to see more Lucy bones. And then I want to see like what came after Lucy that made more not Lucy bones.
Oh.
Because we're talking about 3 million years. James said 3 million.
You're dipping into the Hoven territory about how did Lucy come from.
I know. I'm sorry, man, but I want answers, right? Like I want to know. Like it's honest.
You want answers. You want answers.
If you gave me the truth, I do, bro. I do.
You can't handle the truth.
I can't, bro. I can't.
All right, I'm trying to
find more Lucy bones.
Well, I know that at this point, there are, like James was saying, we have, first of all, millions of fossils. We have thousands and thousands of fossils from the geological column of not too long ago, because before bones, it was hard to actually, single-celled organisms are much harder
They don't fossilize. That's awesome.
fossilize. But this is one, how many species from A. definiteness, and Pat's asking for a lot.
Yeah, I just read all the homos out a few minutes ago, and
Yeah, a bunch of them. Not all of them, but a bunch of them.
Homo habilis, Homo heidelbergensis, Homo erectus, Homo ergaster, Homo heidelflorensis, probably like 5 or 6 other ones that are not coming to me.
So I'm like looking at, I said, more Lucy bones. Stupid fucking Google. Excuse me. But I just Googled more Lucy bones. And it says, Lucy, a marvelous specimen. Everything through here states that like Lucy is like almost like a one of its kind of thing.
Well,
3.2
maybe
million
because you're
years
searching
old.
for Lucy. Why don't you search
that's
for
true. Yeah, that's true.
Australopithecus afarensis, or species?
Yeah, I could do that for sure. Like, so this is my question, right? Okay, so hold on,
Yeah.
hold on, hold on,
Dark
Amy.
Matter.
Hold on, Amy. Go up a little bit. Or now a lot of it, I guess.
She can't hear. You're on mute, Amy.
Really? Oh, damn.
You've
I
been
was
muted
going-
the whole time.
I've been muted the whole time? Damn.
Go up a lot here.
I was going to say, that's funny.
Hold on. Slow.
No. I was going to say, and so we have El Garcia up here, and we have T-Tim
Monkeys.
at 266. It's funny, we're at age
I could go like full
7.2.
Vegeta on this. Like,
but what I like
like
about
anime.
this, my favorite thing, 5.3, we're moving. So already millions
5.3
of years
million.
ago. But
All right, hold on. This is where I'm asking you to stop.
Hold
This
on.
is where I'm asking you to stop.
Oh, really? Wait, right here? Right here?
Hold up. Go up a little bit. Just a
Mhm.
little. Okay,
Mhm.
so this thing right here is a new species. Go down just a little. Right there. This thing is a KNMKP271 and LH4 are new species.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I'm looking at name. It says image, then name, then age. Name, KNMTH, KNMKP. But I'm not even going to attempt to say what that footprint is. LH4, KSDVP11. What are these things? What are they?
These are the names because there are so many fossils that they get organized like this instead of having
they just
official
don't fit
names.
anything there, huh?
Yeah, there's so many fossils. Anyway, back to my thing. So we have the funny thing about this list, because you were looking for things that were, hey, and look, there's Lucy. Oh, and there she goes. Do.
Starts looking a lot different through there.
It's almost like they're evolving.
A lot, like immediately.
This is like,
different.
was that Bubblegum who wanted to know the intermediates between the wolves and the dogs? Remember?
Like immediately different between Lucy
Also, do you
and anything
notice
else.
how
It's kind of weird.
it just keeps on going and going and going?
I agree. That happened. Yeah.
Kind of like we have a lot of data, a lot of we know what a lot of the steps were.
And I agree with you. I wouldn't be here if I didn't look at all this stuff. But look at Lucy and look at what's before and what's exactly after. Like it's right before and right after.
So this is like a Zeno's paradox. So
it's kind of like changing a turtle into like a small turtle into a big turtle immediately. There's nothing between but a small turtle to a big turtle.
So don't get hung up on species. Species is an arbitrary thing. It's not. They're not even
with the
real.
same species. The same thing. It's a turtle.
Don't get hung up on species. They're all animals. Between us and Lucy, 128,000 generations. Each one of those, just a tiny step on the way.
But
It's not a tiny step. It's a huge step.
A tiny step. Each step. Each of those.
If you took a tiny turtle and a big turtle, they can't mate and make a medium turtle.
There was a fish that at one point went onto land, slowly but surely.
I might even agree with that, Amy. I might agree with that.
So,
but the ape going from or another ape or a monkey or anything like that going from a tree to land?
The desert?
What about like whale evolution?
We're
I was gonna say, that was what I was gonna say. Yeah,
we're saying apes are smart. We're claiming that apes have intelligence.
So we know whales evolved. They were land animals who became more aquatic because they were hunting around the water, and they gradually got more adapted.
I can't be honest about whales. I don't know. I don't know enough about that. But
they gradually got more adapted for the water, and to the point where they couldn't leave anymore. But they were still mammals.
Yeah, I can't be honest about knowing anything about that, man. Like, my apologies.
It's but it's the same kind of thing. If that can happen, then animals can change their environment. They went from being land animals to being aquatic animals. Not overnight.
And we have to eventually
I might even agree there
because we have Rohan and now Pete Town, and we want to get Disciple Day. Disciple Day, I think, is always going to be our closer. But caught in the middle, KC.
Amy.
Sending so much love to you, and what do you have going on the internet?
Not a lot. I got a few guests lined up to come on the channel. Am I allowed to say this?
Yeah, that is exactly why I'm asking.
Yeah, I got a few guests lined up to come on the channel. I've got Jamal Hill. He is the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. I've got 3 of his coaches lined up to come onto the channel. I've got a few friends of mine coming on, and I got 2 Navy SEALs coming on. And I'm working on a few others. Carissa Avalon. She's been on MDD a number of times. She's going to be coming on the channel. Mark Reid, he's going to be coming on at some point. What's up, James?
What are you talking to Carissa about?
We're just, on my channel. We just discuss things, right? We're not there to debate much of anything.
Not a specific topic.
No. It's more on my channel. I call it caught in the middle, right? Because no matter who you are in 2023, it always seems like we find ourselves like caught in one line or one symbolism, one political ideology, one religious ideology, one scientific ideology. And then we find ourselves like a lot of us are able to agree on the other side, right? But that's nobody gets to say that because everything becomes a debate situation. Everything becomes very extreme today. And I like it for people to be able to say, like, say you're a flat earther, but maybe the reason you became a flat earther is because you were skeptical of the government, right? And so whereas maybe a flat earther and a globe earther might disagree on the shape of the earth, maybe they can agree on how they got there. Or Republican, Democrat, maybe there are policies they can agree on. Maybe there's a history on why they disagree. Things like that, So it's caught in the middle, man.
Caught in the middle.
Yeah, brother.
That's right, Pookykins.
Woohoo! Thank you so very much, Casey. Lovely having you on, and keep on coming on.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thank you so much, man. Much love, always.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm going to be right back for a second, and then we're going to bring on P-Town. Rowan, I feel bad. I saw you dropped off. If you jump back on in the time that it takes for me to get back, we'll get you on first. But if not, it's going to be P-Town and Disciple Day. I'm sending love out to out there. Send love to Casey and everyone, the skeptic and ranting community. We are calling us skeptical on common ancestors.
Oh, how's everybody doing tonight? Great to see everybody. Hey, Binge Thinker. It's great to be back. We haven't been here in a few days, but we're all adjusting to the new schedule, and we'll be back this weekend. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. We'll see. Yeah, Rebel. Except when they don't, things only produce the same thing, except when they don't. And that's the thing, right? This gradual slope. Things stay the same in the short term, but yet they do change. The more things change, the more they stay the same. So 128,000 generations between us and Lucy. So you could take any point during that. You just pick a random point, pick a random animal out. You look 500 generations before, 500 generations after. All three of them are going to look very similar. Very similar. No point are you going to notice big jumps. You really only see that when you look over tens of thousands of generations before anything noticeable piles up. But you look at the results and you can obviously tell that big change has occurred. It's just so incremental, you'll never see it in the short term. It's like trying to watch the grass grow. You never actually see that additional molecule being added, yet it is happening just so slowly that it's imperceptible. But we know it happens, and we know this model works. It's the same thing. I always give the language analogy, and they really don't like that because they really don't have anything to say against it. Was it Ken Hovind and Donnie? They were saying like, "Oh, so you had to be taught language, right? So, yeah, it's not intrinsic to the person. You have to be taught it." So they're trying to say it doesn't count. Well, no. I mean, you inherit your DNA from your language, from your parents. You inherit your language from people who talk. You're going to talk very similar to how the people you heard talking talked. Going to use the same kinds of words. Yet, over time, change occurs. So, speculative evolution. What do you mean by that, Slicey? I'm not familiar with that term. Hovind knows the genital size of many organisms. Yeah, I'm sure that he does. Much to their displeasure, I'm sure. Imagine him running around Dinosaur Adventureland with a ruler trying to catalog their animals' genital size. Important scientific research going on at Dinosaur Adventureland. Yeah, that's right, Krish. It's subjective. We each have to just define it for ourselves. Sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, Sumami, obviously we are the same as primates, and if you don't see it, I would yeah. Yeah, I don't see it. If you don't see it, well, I mean, there's only so much we can do for you. I mean, you could show flat earthers the abundance of evidence that the world is round, and if they're not willing to receive it, what can you do? If people can be as skeptical of evolution as they want. They can have as high of a standard of proof as they want. They don't have to believe it, but the rest of us are just going to keep on keeping on, knowing that it's true. And if you want to come on board with that, hey, welcome aboard. The water's fine. If not, that's okay. You do you. Oh, you're talking about it's like, yeah, that's I mean, I guess that's like the hypothesis, like if there were aliens on other planets, would they be insectoids like they were? Because you could probably imagine that there would be similar types of body plans on different worlds that would probably still be similar in a lot of ways. Could something like an insect have evolved to become intelligent? I don't see why not. Or yeah, if the dinosaurs didn't go extinct, would there have been one line of it that evolved to be intelligent? It's possible. That's the thing. We have such a small sample size. We haven't been able to look at life on other planets. It's just speculation, conjecture. What could happen, might happen. We just got to go out and find out what's out there, and then we'll know. Although it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me if yeah, we do find life out there eventually that does kind of sort of follow that kind of plan. Yeah. So you evolved, but you went in the wrong direction, Rebel. Yeah. Typically, what we're talking about people getting smarter, acquiring more information, building better, more accurate models of reality that are more useful, tell us more about the natural world. We're not really talking about people who regress, people who want to go backwards. But that's the thing. That's freedom. You can believe anything you want. Just don't expect anybody else to take it seriously, because we don't. There's no evidence that supports a flat Earth. No. Yeah. There's wishful thinking. Most of it is brought on by religious fundamentalism. That's usually where it starts. And if you're going down that bandwagon, down that path of being a religious fundamentalist, then yeah, you're going to leave yourself open to accepting all kind of stupid things like flat Earth.
And all right. Yes. And we are ready for our next guest. We are going down on P-Town. Oh my. We are calling us skeptical on common ancestry. And we are calling us skeptical.
P-Town. Well, Rebel, because it appeals to your religious fanaticism and your desire to be smarter than everybody else, to think that you are smarter than everybody else, to think that you have achieved this level of understanding that eludes most of us.
James.
It's basically a form of
narcissism
in a way.
And okay.
Oh, are you red pilled, Amy? Have you red pilled? You take the flat? Are you flat smacked? You heard about the flat Earth? Yeah.
Welcome, P-Town. We are talking common ancestry. I'm calling us skeptical. Welcome on board, and what are your thoughts?
Hey, you didn't have to move me to the top. I was going to wait patiently.
Oh,
but thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
And it's been a while.
How this show works actually is that the more that, though I guess you may agree with us on a lot of stuff, but we actually want people who are here to disagree with us or talk about cats. Challenge us.
Well, I hate to let you down, but I am a glober or a baller.
Oh, yeah, we remember.
Sorry,
she won't make that mistake again.
Trying to be ball.
Yeah, I do think that I don't believe in evolution. I think it's silly.
Yeah.
You guys know that.
We know.
That's what we're here to talk about.
I will. I'm not that affluent when it comes to quote unquote human evolution. To be honest with you, I have no interest in it, but I don't think it's something we have talked about.
We don't get highly technical either. We're not.
Because
we're not
I can go in
scientists.
and I can talk about irreducible complexity. I can give up. I can give other examples why your guys' religion's silly, but we can dive right into the monkey stuff if you want.
Sure. And I just want to start by saying it's kind of weird if you are saying that you don't know about it, but you disagree with it. That is like a weird place to begin, but it is also.
It's a good point.
Thank
That's
you.
why I'm here, right? You know, that's why I'm open to diving into it.
Thanks, Pat.
I literally just, I'm pretty good at embarrassing myself anyway. So let's go into a topic that I don't know much about. Can I share my screen? No, it's just the Wikipedia page.
Absolutely.
Okay. That way we can do this together. I swear I haven't. I've scrolled just a tiny bit. Let's see. Share screen. Yo. Let me know when you can see it.
Keep cooking that steak there, Rebel. I'm sure it's about almost done.
Okay.
And hopefully shirtless.
Let's see if I can zoom in this. So I just looked this up, and because I'm very lazy, I didn't read this silliness. But look at the first thing that I see as a biblical literalist, as someone who does seek truth. Look at this human skeleton. Why did they put the human skeleton like that? That's a lie.
What do you mean?
That's not how we stand. That's not how we walk. They literally, the posture of it is humped over to look like, oh, look how much of an ape we are. It's a lie. I don't like lies. Follow me?
No. I feel like you're looking at a drawing.
I am. I'm looking at a drawing that's
weird,
deliberate. It's a deliberate lie.
It's
subtle, but this is the type of tactic that the adversary will use to deceive you. Right? Look at it. Why is it not a skeleton of a man standing up straight, like humans do? Follow me?
Sometimes.
What is this like?
I feel like it's just showing different types of apes and the descendants of common ancestry. Yeah, gorilla, orangutan. Well, chimpanzees and orangutan are our direct closest with gorillas, and then we have gibbons as just getting world to old world.
I get it. My point is, orangutans, they kind of stand like that. Gorillas, they kind of stand like that. Chimpanzees, they kind of stand like that. Humans, they don't stand like that. That's my point.
I mean, I don't think
it's
that's
subtle,
really
relevant, but it's still my point.
I mean, humans never bend their knees with arms in front of them. I mean, what if he's lifting a box? That actually might be how you would squat down to lift the box.
Okay. So your argument is this
like
is a skeleton. Your argument is this is a skeleton of a man picking up a box. Come on, James.
It could be doing other things. There's no. Well, but it's not been intentionally made to look different than. It's clearly human, right? You just don't like the position that it's in, but it's still clearly
It's
human, right?
deception. It's deception. It's just it's a
No.
lie. Yes, it is.
Are
Or
any of those
it's a
bones-
man
So
bending over to
you're
look at a
telling
bone.
me that because a human is slightly bent in a drawing that we did not descend from other apes?
No, you're jumping to a whole nother segment. But I'm just trying to point out that there is an agenda when it comes to deliberate deception. And it's
It's a
subtle,
big
but it's there.
conspiracy.
It's clearly there. Okay, let's just
Where's
scroll down
that
because
picture from?
it's just all I did was
You-
just a second ago type in
So-
human evolution, and my intention was
So
to go to
you,
Wikipedia.
yes, but you are looking at Wikipedia, and you are looking at a drawing of a gibbon, human, chimpanzee, gorilla, and orangutan. It's just
Well,
their
you can
bone
see, though,
structures.
that we have
I'm trying to
we have a
demonstrate to
lot
you
of
guys how I'm
similarities
approaching
with those
this.
animals. Would
Yeah,
you
so
concede,
what?
though, that we do have a lot of similarities with those animals, even though we're not exactly the same?
Yes, there's a lot of similarities in a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Of course, I'm not done. But would you concede that
So
humans
that's all
don't
they're
stand
really
like
trying to
that?
show.
Would you? No, it's not. Though, is what I'm saying. Is
That's
that
really
they
all
hide
they're trying to
it. It's
show.
deliberate deception, James, and it's clear.
Not at all.
It's subtle. Okay, and your argument's not at all, even though it's a fact. It's right before your eyes. But you
So,
want to
why would-
hold firm.
a
We know
picture
they
on
want
hold
Wiki-
firm because you're that sensitive to it. Why
you
can't you
are
just say
literally
yes?
showing
not
a
significant.
drawing on Wikipedia.
I literally have not even scrolled yet. All I did, my intention was to type in human evolution, go right to Wikipedia page.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's it.
think either of us accept the premise that this is
Okay.
a deliberate intention to
Not
deceive.
at all.
Whoever made this picture, I would say it is, and you guys can disagree. It's fine.
Okay, we
Watch
disagree.
me. I have scrolled, so I scroll through this as a biblical literalist just to look at what's going on here. Okay, we got some bones. Okay,
Not
here's
actually
some bones of
reading
a
it.
monkey.
Right?
Yeah,
Not
wait,
reading
wait,
it.
wait,
I
which
agree.
part-
I agree. I'm not reading it.
But
I agree.
so you agree with everything that's on screen so far?
Of course not. I haven't read
Okay,
it, but I'm
then-
sure I don't. But I'm just
You're
showing
literally
you how I
just
look at this. Watch.
scrolling
I'm
Wikipedia.
just scrolling. I'm just going to show you what it's like. Okay, in my shoes. Okay, I'm going to look. I'm going to go. Okay, because I'm not going to waste my time on this silliness. Watch.
I
the
I
next
mean,
agree.
we
picture.
waste our time reading the
Wait,
Bible.
wait.
We waste our
Wait.
time reading the Bible.
It is this versus talking snakes. It is this versus donkeys that speak
We're talking
to
about
humans.
quote unquote human evolution right now.
Yes, but
And
we're
let's go to the-
comparing it to your model. We are saying that this is how humans diversified, and we are comparing it to being made from clay, to being made from words, to I don't know,
Rib women.
rib women, whatever. See, when you say things like your silly religion, I mean, literally, it's like your silly religion. And that
Okay.
is what we're
You're
trying to
just
compare
gobbling it all
to
down gleefully with a big smile on your
common
face. Yeah.
ancestry.
You
Fucking
guys
steak,
want to
yeah.
come back and
Fucking
talk
steak,
about?
yeah.
Let's talk about a biblical literalist little journey through human evolution according to Wikipedia. Okay, I just scrolled down. Look at this. Okay, let me try and zoom in here. Ah, that was too much.
Yes, let's read
at-
something, shall we?
Oh, here, wait, I could probably click on it. What do you think? This picture
No,
is a
no reading,
lie,
it's just-
guys. Is a lie. It's another deliberate deception. You know, wouldn't you agree? Look at the hands. Look at the feet. According to, I'm assuming this is Lucy. I don't know, but it's
You're
a lie.
assuming
That's
it's
not.
Lucy. It says
Listen,
it
would
has
have- I'm
been
assuming-
Lucy
you have
in big
to-
Oh,
letters.
look, it says
You
it
would
is
have to
Lucy. Reconstruction
read.
of quote unquote Lucy. You definitely
Yeah.
need those parentheses here.
You
Look
would
at
have
the
to
hands,
read
look
to
at
be
the
able to
feet.
know that.
Look at the
Yes.
hands and
What
look at the
about
feet.
it?
So-
that is not the bones that they
so
found. It is a
this is-
lie.
This
It's a deliberate
is up
lie.
against rib women. So it's,
It's a
Lucy
lie.
versus rib women. Lucy
It's-
rib women.
Look at the hands here, folks. Look at the hands and the feet. This is a lie. This is not what they found in the dirt. That they found was a monkey who did not have
Yes,
bone structure
fossils
like this.
generally don't have hair and muscle, and
Talking
that's how
about the
fossils
bone
work.
structure. The bone structure portrayed in this is different than what they found in the dirt, which means it's
And you know
another
that?
deliberate
Yeah, they
deception
were
and a
dead,
lie.
and all the bones were scattered.
No. I guess
What do
you
you
don't
mean
know what I'm
new?
talking about.
Well, it seems like you're saying like, oh, they didn't find them hanging like this.
Sorry, I got to go back to StreamYard. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm going like this, like interacting, like, oh, they didn't find them exactly in this position, hanging like this.
No,
just
I'm talking
hanging
about
out,
the
going,
type
I
of
like
bones. The type of bones. The hands and the feet. They didn't
What's
find
wrong
bones
with the
like
hands?
this. Okay, this is a lie. This is an imaginary fairy
What
tale
bones did
that
they
you guys
find
like
of
to
the
worship.
hands and the feet?
Huh?
What bones did they find? What kind of bones they look like?
I was hoping you know. Here, let's go check. Let's see
Well,
if it
you
says.
said you disagree.
I know they didn't find
Throw
bones
the
that.
whole
I know
thing
they
is
didn't
lie.
find bones like this. I know that. That's all I know. I don't know if they found any bones, but I know they didn't find these bones.
But I
don't
know
know
they're
anything,
definitely
I
that,
know
like
that it's
that.
not true. Yeah, it's not true. I don't know anything about
Exactly.
anything, but it's not.
I
it's
do
not
know
true.
it's not true. I don't know.
Why?
But you
I don't
you
know if they
assume that
found monkey-like
a priori.
bones or if they didn't find any bones pertaining to the feet. Are you guys following me here, or am I messing
I'm
up?
trying hard. I think that what you are saying is that
They found bones that were clearly bipedal. Lucy was bipedal. That's why she's such a significant find.
I disagree with your interpretation. I do not think that
It's
they-
not one to disagree with. It's a fact.
It's-
but whatever. I mean,
what is
Here-
a fact?
I'm going off my memory here, but they didn't find they didn't find human-like bones for the hands and the feet, and yet it's here. It's here,
Not human-like.
put in something in a museum, which is a lie. It's not
They're
true.
Lucy-like.
They're Lucy-like, which is an imagination. It's a
They-
fairy tale.
Are I think it's like 3 to 4 dozen different bones, and then we have to then recreate the rest so that we can put it in a museum.
Right, and lie about it. That's my point. Is that
Can
it
I
was a lie.
ask?
Yeah.
Do you have any maybe fossils of Adam or Eve or any of
Here
the
we go again. I'm typing in Lucy bones. Let's see
Thanks,
what it comes
material
up with.
Lucy
Dan.
bones?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna type in
works.
Adam bones, that's for sure.
Let's see what bones they found. Here we go. All right, here's a good one. See if I can.
Oh, we don't believe in the
We-
Bible.
we
because
also
it's
know-
stupid, Rebel. It has nothing to do with man writing it. It's
You
just
don't.
dumb.
You guys want
Yes.
to redirect because you
That-
don't want to talk about your religion.
No,
No.
I'm just responding to Rebel in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
am
didn't mean to
waiting
then,
for-
James.
Yeah.
And I also
Let's
want to
see.
always compare the two models because what we have is common ancestry, the diversification
don't.
of life, or we have magic from a guy.
You believe in. You're the one that believes in magic. I believe in God,
Mm.
Amy.
So magic. Okay,
negative.
wait. Here we go.
Okay,
Let's
wait,
see.
I'm trying to
Wait,
zoom in here.
Wait. How did
Where's
God
the
make
feet and the
man?
hands? Where's
How
the feet
did
and the
God?
hands?
How did God make man?
Where's the feet and the hands on Lucy?
How
They
did
made
God
that
make
up.
man?
It's God. The way
It's
they look.
magic.
Why don't you
right?
want to talk about your religion, Amy? Look,
Because evolution is a fact. We're talking about the
there's a
diversification
fact
of
that
life.
they didn't find hands and feet that
Yeah.
are like human
Do you s-
bones,
Yeah,
hands, and
what
feet, and
fucking
yet it's in
skeleton
your
that is?
picture. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how much. But there's no hands and feet.
Okay, so you
Right?
don't
That's a
actually
fact.
know.
The reason why I get emotional about this topic is this was back when I was an atheist. My lazy pajama wearing 8th grade biology teacher, who was really quote unquote cool, but I won't get into it. But horrible teacher. She put in a video. The whole reason why they call it Lucy, it's after that the Beatles
Lucy in the
song.
Sky with Diamonds, yeah.
Right, and we're watching this documentary where they found Lucy sticking out of the ground while they're listening to the song, and that's what I, for years, thought actually happened, which is a stupid story. It's not anything like what actually happened, pretty much. But
does it
this
matter
is
why
what
they came up?
this is what they show you is they'll say, oh, it's a fact, it's proof, and then they'll show you a picture like we just saw on the Wikipedia page, and it's completely made up compared to
No.
what the actual bones.
Good
Would
night,
you agree?
Slicey.
The hands and the why can't you
Night,
just agree that the
Slicey.
hands and the feet are made up, are made to look like humans?
Well, so here's the
It's
thing.
not real.
So
There's no hands
Lucy's
and
not a
feet.
complete skeleton, right? But we have dozens of others of the same species that do have the hands and feet. We don't get one that is complete 100%, but you might get 30% of this one, 50% of that one, 40% of that one, and you can figure out the whole thing by looking at the dozens of different examples that we have. You'll need to find one completely pristine. We're never going to find that.
All right, let's check this then. So what is Lucy then? What's the fancy name for Lucy? Genus Australopithecus
afarensis.
Okay. Let's just go la-di-da. Control C. Let's bounce back to another tab here. I'm gonna go.
That's
bones.
the genus. So
bones. We're doing some research together.
We are. I hope that we actually.
And then we'll go images.
Teach creationists what our ancestors are.
What foot bones do they have? It probably is harder to do than what I just did, but I'm trying.
Look at all those fossils.
Yeah, so much evidence.
I know. You know, they may have evidence for Noah's flood one day.
There is lots of evidence for the flood. That's how fossils are formed.
Through floods? That fossils are formed through a multitude of reasons.
Most of them were formed during Noah's flood.
One big flood? Just shame
Can you guys help me find a hand and a foot here in this bones for
I don't think they did, which is how fossils happen. You know, they don't form.
I don't think they have found one. I think I agree with you. Yeah, but they will put it in museums as if they have human-like feet and hands. That's my point, guys.
Because it comes from a geological column in which they were not too far back from us. Yeah.
As dumb as that sounds, also, it's still better than a god doing it.
You don't like the skulls? You're arguing about the hands and the feet. It is so interesting. How did life diversify?
Well, that's big of the question, Amy. Life didn't diversify. It was poofed.
It was poofed. The magic model. Yeah. It works every time.
Poofed with magic, yeah.
Whooshed, whooshed, whooshed.
God just decided to make all these different kinds of apes.
And do you know why they became meat eating?
The global flood?
I was gonna say I always like to do that because I always assume that it should be like original sin. That just makes more sense to me. But a flood, what about amount of water makes like animals start eating meat? That is so dumb.
Well, because God said it was okay.
There's no correlation there. What's up, Titan?
Yeah. So all the tigers on the ark said, "This sucks eating this hay for all this time." And then when they got out, God said, "Okay, you can go ahead and eat the meat now."
I don't know. Might have lost Pete. Oh no, Pete Town's here.
I'm just trying to be courteous, since I was kind of a little bit of a rebel rouser there for a little while.
Not at all.
Well, we're sending you love. We like having you on and talking.
With,
I do. I just. What's that? Sorry, James.
I saw you on a stream with Iron Horse. Was that earlier today, or was it another day?
No, I don't. Who's Iron Horse?
That is the flat earther that, yes, he debated me, and then he kind of, he's part of the Pantsless Apologist Club, who has been seen on Debate Pantsless, and he also got really upset and wrote me an email that was like, "You also suck."
He got really.
I don't know who. I don't know who Iron.
He lost the debate that Amy was moderating, and he took out his loss on the fact that she's transgender, so therefore she's biased against him. because
Which I'm
he
pretty
lost the
sure
flat
him
earth
just
debate.
being a
Go
flat earther,
figure.
he just does that to himself.
Go figure. The flat earther lost the debate. I mean, can you
Oh, we're
imagine
still
that
sharing
happening?
my screen here.
Had to be conspiracy.
It's true. Okay, you want me to Hadaba? We still have a
I
little
was
bit
gonna-
of time,
I was
P-Town.
gonna go look
but
for
we don't
something
have-
cooler to look at, but I know that according to the
thanks,
Bible,
Disciple
you
Day.
guys do love death.
I know I can't help it. Disciples Day. I know it said no love, but like we're two scoops of love, and so love. Okay, continue.
It's not
I
that we
can't help it.
love. It's not that we love death, P-Town. It's that death is just a reality. Okay, everything dies. That's just the reality of it. It's
Part of
not that
being
we
an adult.
like that aspect of it. It's not that that's the way we want things to be. It's just the way that things are. Everything
I'm just
dies.
saying what the Bible says, and when everyone gets the whole chat, and every atheist gets so excited watching all
Yeah,
the
because
skulls.
they say like we're
You
a
know.
death cult. We worship death, or make these stupid like
Kind of what evolution is.
attacks.
What?
Kind of what evolution is.
Evolution
We're
is a
four-footed
fact.
beasts, creeping things.
But it is.
It's
What?
a fact according to Chat GPT and the
No,
consensus of the
It
world,
is a
but
fact
it's not
because it's
actually.
a law of nature. Like if
Depends on- you have to
I
define
hate
it.
to keep on. Okay, once again, I hate to use this the third time, but it's just so straight to the point. If you run in front of a car and you decide not to look both ways, you will be naturally selected out of the gene pool. That is evolution. You believe in it. You have to, because it's a law of nature. It believes in you, whether you believe in it.
Sure, but
If you think
adding
vaccines
millions
and social
millions of
distancing are
years,
horrible,
and
get
saying
COVID,
this
die.
dude who, if he didn't get hit by a car, he can de-evolve into a monkey. That's just fairy tales. There's a
Yes,
difference.
that is the Mario movie, the original Mario movie.
Or it's like you remember what is that one? It's pretty funny. What is the one where all the poor people are having too many babies, and then in the future was the comedy? Oh, it's hilarious.
Futurama.
Oh,
I love Futurama too.
no,
Yeah,
baby,
it's
come on.
close.
It's
Come on, James. You know what I'm talking about. Someone in the chat
yeah,
does.
it's the movie, Amy, the movie.
Get the water with Gatorade, all the plants, because the electrolytes.
Buttruckers.
Idiocracy. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I do love Idiocracy.
Idiocracy.
And Pookie
Thank
can
you,
said it
Pookie.
too.
That cracks me up. Well, I don't want to
It
take
is.
up your whole
Idiocracy
show.
is a fantastic documentary. I've always liked it.
I don't want to take up your whole show, but I
Same
can
guy
argue
who
with you
makes
guys all
Beavis
day.
and Butthead. It's amazing.
And no, we have enjoyed the spice. We probably, because I know James eventually does have to go to bed. We're probably going to give you a few more minutes, and then we're going to get Disciple Day in so that we can then, after him, wrap up the show.
Yeah, I'll let Disciple Day in because I cut in front of him. But have a good night,
well, no,
atheists.
The way that this works, P-Town, I swear to you, the more you disagree with us, the more time we give you and the higher priority we give you. I still, if you
just want to come on and say reasonable, normal, common sense shit, then yeah, would get kind of boring, right?
All right. Well, I think I did an okay job this time and showed you.
P-Town, we want you to keep on coming on and eventually become an atheist. But if you just do the first part,
to your credit, at least you come on and you tell us what you think, and you tell us why. We don't agree with it, but at least you're willing to tell us why you believe what you believe. That's what we want to know.
I do, and I do. Before I go, I should say, because Big Bad Mama, which we're friends, BBM and I are friends. She been saying that my father-in-law forced me to watch Kent Hovind, and that's what played a role in me, quote unquote, transitioning.
Is that true?
that word has different meanings now, but he didn't force me. It was just I finally, I do have to give Kent Hovind credit. Like I didn't even think there was an alternative view. Just the idea that there is, because look how much it's propagated as fact. Evolution is pushed throughout The entire every industry, every scientific community, every government, right? And you guys are going to keep beating the same drum, but there still isn't significant evidence for it. It's still not actually science. Sorry, but you can keep saying it is. But
only people
just
who don't
being
know
introduced,
about it think that.
People should be introduced to possible alternative viewpoints, and I think the Bible holds supreme, baby. And I'm sorry, I think it's just it's the truth.
I don't know,
and it doesn't lie to you like these made up pictures and made up costumes and these textbooks.
Oh yeah, everything in the Bible is absolutely verifiably true.
But that's what religion is. It's made up costumes, and it's just giving authority to a book and saying because these guys are higher than us that we should just listen to them. It is a conspiracy theory when we should just be going for theories. I don't understand why. I think some of the claims within the Bible, I don't get why they're more appealing to you than what mainstream science is giving, what science is giving.
Well, like I was going to say, I don't think he was forced to watch Kenobi's videos, but I do, and we've always thought this since he told us, but I think his conversion had a lot more with the fact that he fell in love with his wife, and she was a Christian, and it just, he did it for love. And,
hey, if you married an atheist,
gosh.
If you married an atheist, would you reconsider God? Oh, you married your wife. You married your wife happily right now. Yeah, that's true. You should never.
But had I married an atheist?
Had you married an atheist? That's a better way to phrase it.
I don't know. I mean, it would just change. It would be a whole different timeline of events, a whole different series of events. But no, I mean, I'm always about trying to find what's true, and we don't talk about this ever. We always talk about sciencey stuff or what's more true versus untrue. But we don't get into the philosophical aspects. Believing that you came from a monkey sucks, Amy. Okay, I believe God made us.
Once again,
I'm just sorry, guys. Like we never talk about that. It is a straw man. I don't ever bring it up.
From something that looks like monkeys because they use the same model, but our monkeys of today are millions of years more evolved than our common ancestor. They have more genetic mutation, more time has gone by since that common ancestor. So they weren't the same thing. It's not like the split happened and then they just kept on being the same thing.
If he was hooked up to a lie detector bins, the needles would be flying off, embedded into the wall.
And okay, I feel now we are getting into, I swear to you, I like to give people who disagree with us 30 to 40 minutes. And so now we're almost at 30 minutes. And so
we can let someone else in.
My question to you,
why do I get called a liar all the time? It blows my mind. Like, here I am. What do I have to get out of this? Like, and this idea that I'm a liar, am I lying to myself? Is that what people are saying? Because I can't conceptualize it.
Well,
right. Some of the
language that you use, what it sounds like to James and myself, I think to other skeptics, it always sounds like trajectory. It always sounds like stuff that. So whenever you say like your evolution religion, it's just going to make us roll our eyes. It's not going to be like because to us, that just means like, damn, someone's been making fun of the word religion. And you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to call their thing a religion. the same with like words like fairy
But
tale.
what does that have to do with me being dishonest, though? Right? Is this a consistent insult, which I haven't really figured out where people are coming
it's
from.
not an evolution religion. Like, we don't believe in evolution for religious reasons. We believe in evolution because, as far as we can tell, it is a fact in the same way that gravity and the germ theory of disease is.
Well, that's what Binge Thinker is saying. I think a lot of it is that, and I'm not trying to be condescending, P-Town, but a lot of like the objections that you give, like the reasons that you give for not believing in evolution, they just don't seem well thought out. They just don't seem very. It's hard to believe even you're convinced by them. Just kind of looking at these pictures and kind of nitpicking around, and well, I don't like the way this picture looks or that picture.
And what
I don't like lies. I don't like deliberate lies.
But what baffles me...
And then, yet, because I say I don't like deliberate lies, I'm called the liar. Like, I agree with you. I don't know that much about human evolution. I don't have an interest in that.
To evolution.
I don't have an interest in that.
Very silly, your objections to it.
But it's so funny for me to be called a liar when I'm calling out the fact that other people are deliberately lying.
Well, I mean, what I think Binge Thinker is trying to say, and what maybe you're not even doing it consciously, but it goes back to this. It's not even Ken Hovind. I think he gets it from Gish, and they all get it from somebody, is that you're trying to, in my opinion, take what is a ridiculous claim, which is the Earth was made in 6 days.
By God.
Sure.
But I have these. I get the story is crazy. Okay, I get it.
That shit crazy.
I get it. From your perspective, I've been there. Yeah. Just because everyone's going to say science is a fact and they're in another court. So I'm obviously insane. Billions versus thousands. I get it. But crap, I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. Why don't we just really settle on the story is ridiculous? I like that clip right there.
I bet you do.
P-Town, we're not gonna keep you on without having you have the final say.
I remember when you were saying, when you were debating with your wife before you guys got married about this, and you reached a point where you couldn't make sense of this religion, and she told you, like, look, I'm never ever going to be able to make it make sense to you. That I can't do that. And so you gave up and you said, well, then I guess it doesn't have to make sense. I'll just believe it anyway. And to me, that's the definition of faith, is you just believe it anyway, even though it doesn't make sense. And
that's not what happened, but that's what people hear.
It's like you sold your soul for love. Like you gave up on your intellectual prowess for someone that you love. Like you made a choice that you're just going to go into this cult-like mentality of young Earth creationism, and because maybe you get more out of it, you get to be with the woman you love, and maybe for you that's worth it. I don't know. But yeah, like Amy said, we'll give you the last word. Say anything you want.
I'm just adding one last thing on there. I can't help it. But like, do you think if you married an atheist, you still would have became a Christian? You still would have found God?
I have no idea. I can't go back in time and track a different series of life events that might have unfolded. I did date atheists before my wife,
but you didn't.
And yeah, that was definitely going down a different road. But
okay, but that's okay. Final word. Calling us.
Well, I don't know where to begin or where to end. But when it comes to my wife, we're super cute. We were writing back and forth to each other. Long distance at the time, and she did write to me and say, I know that you want reason, I know that you want logic, you want all these answers to all your tough questions, but I don't think I can give you that. In fact, if all the people could get all the answers to these questions, in essence, I have a diary downstairs that she sent me. I'm afraid that people would actually be missing out. So she's different than I am. Like, I don't talk to her about young Earth that much. She knows, like, these aren't. You don't have to be a Christian and believe in biblical literalism like I do. I think it's. I don't know. I just couldn't do it in a different way, as far as I can tell. But yeah, I mean, from her perspective, if we just try to logic our way to God, we're going to miss out on the good stuff. Anyway, but no, definitely for me, I didn't change who I am. Surprisingly, when I finally, I did become a Christian, and then when I did finally start studying the Bible, I realized it is divine, and I believe it for so many other reasons than just because God said He made the earth and the universe in 6 days. There's way more evidence for it than just that. But you guys have a good night.
Before you go,
thank you.
there
are a lot of stars.
Instead of giving Peter a thing. Hold on 1 second. Okay, but Peter, I'm giving you 3 minutes. It's gonna be 3 minutes. I've been timing. And then we are going to get Disciple Day because James does have to go to sleep eventually. I have to go to sleep eventually. I need to be grading and working on a whole bunch of fun.
If Peter's going to come in and try and pick a fight, I'm just going to walk because I don't want to. But he's welcome to ask me a question.
Okay.
I don't want any trouble.
So this is
yeah.
That sentence was adorable.
Trouble.
I'm not gonna lie, and we are going to bring him in. Peter. But this is your entire portion of because we agree with you way too much, Peter. For Peter.
Hey, Peter, good to see you again.
We are calling us skeptical on common ancestry. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Oh, timer already started. I need to talk fast because I only have 3 minutes. So no, first of all, P-Town, I already ripped you a new one. I'm not going to start that over again. But here's the thing. I just heard you say something to James. And I have a question because James said something that I was aware of it, but not that closely. So I'm aware of 3 times when people asked you why you converted to young Earth creationism. And now I hear you left one answer out. How come?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Peter. I always try to be honest. I mean, if you guys how on earth can I? How on earth?
What was the last thing James asked you?
I would need 24 hours to explain all the reasons why.
No. What was the last thing James just asked you?
Pop question. I don't remember. Can you help me here so I can answer?
Your wife was instrumental in your conversion?
Yes, in the very beginning, it was because I was a left-wing evolutionist atheist. My objections varied from
you're a very
rights, homosexual rights, right? Climate change, the whole shebang, boys and girls. Like
you changed your whole
so it was more.
views.
I had no interest in the Bible. In my mind, that was
being to
from your perspective. Now I'm just right-wing, chicken eating, Bible believing, tax paying, American.
I asked you. I'm just curious. I asked you. Mighty Chicken asked you. Arn Ra asked you, and this topic never came up. So I'm really curious why you left it out.
Which part?
Aren't you supposed to adhere to the 9th commandment? I know a lot of Christians don't like that one, but especially your co-host. But
oh gosh.
So how come you ignored it?
Again, you're gonna call me a liar, just like everyone always does.
Oh
but not have any
no!
evidence for it.
That's not what the ninth commandment says, does it? Doesn't
You
say
know, bear
lie.
false witness.
Mhm.
Okay, are we playing semantics? What are you
Oh, you
accusing
can
me
bear
of lying
false
about?
witness. You can bear false witness without lying. Don't you agree? I mean, that's what I hear.
What are
You can
you
lie by
talking?
omission, leaving things out.
Yeah.
What have I left out? I try to answer every question.
I'm just curious because people
What are you
have
accusing
told
me
me
of?
about. People have told me that your wife was probably the main part in your conversion. I don't know.
That's what people like to say over and over again.
I honestly
and the new
don't
thing
know.
is another lie is my father-in-law made me watch a tape and all that other silly stuff. But what are you accusing me of, Peter? Now
I'm not accusing. So
Please?
asking a question is accusing.
What's your question though?
I'm curious why you left it out. So
left
I know
what
three
out?
people
I
who-
don't even know still, guys. So someone please
But
help me.
wait, I think he's asking, is that what I was under the impression I thought you told us that on this channel at one point. That's
Well, I
I've-
think.
I've heard
Are
it
you talking
from
about my?
multiple
Are you talking
people.
about my wife and her role
I've heard it
in
from
my
multiple
life?
people now that you said that to them. So you've said that apparently on several channels. I'm not aware of it because I wasn't there.
That as in what my wife playing a role in me becoming a Christian?
James just lined it out, and you agreed with him. You said that.
I don't know what
James
you're
said.
accusing me of right now. Is that Amy? Will someone please help me? What he's talking about? Is it regarding my
I
wife?
think he's asking,
Yes.
did you really become a Christian because of your wife?
My wife was the first person that was able to answer tough questions, and at that time for me it was questions like I just ran the list. I just told you, it wasn't. And then wait. This is what actually happened. Guys.
I'm curious.
I
Can
invited a girl
curious.
2 weeks before.
Yes,
I met another
know.
girl who was very attractive as well, and she was really religious. I tend to like the goody two shoe, straight A religious ladies for some reason. And but I unloaded on the first one, and I said
I'm not Peter.
Let me talk.
I'm not
Peter,
picking
since
a fight, but I
talk,
will make a joke on your expense.
Okay,
Isn't
so
the man supposed to lead?
No, I wasn't done talking,
Marge?
Peter. So I
just had to make the joke.
This first lady, we had a date. She came over, and I just unloaded on her with all the tough questions. And I was too hard on her because it was just too much stuff. So I took it slow with who's my now wife.
At times, I'm very hard when there's a nice lady in a room.
So it wasn't.
With the territory.
And she was able to answer my tough questions. I've always said the same thing. People are probably sick of it.
So, can you name one of the tough questions?
Didn't I just give a list of them? I said, how come religious fundamentalists are anti-science, specifically
and also, Peter,
climate change? What about homosexuals?
So 30 more seconds.
I mean, I think I ran through a list of it. I didn't even get into.
I'm really curious. One question. So why are young Earth creationists so anti-science? And you got an answer to that. What was the answer?
Depends on how you define science. We're not anti-science at all. We're anti the religion that you guys like to propagate as science. That's what we're against.
Science isn't
secularism,
isn't strict definition.
Lies.
No. I'm just a question. Science isn't
10 more seconds.
Down to strict definition.
Science is down to what?
Science isn't bound to a strict definition. So whatever you think, you can just change the definition of what science is.
People can have different definitions for words, Peter. I don't know how to answer your question.
So if my definition,
knowledge,
hold on, time out. If my
Here we go.
definition of Jesus is the devil incarnate, is it then a genuine definition?
Is it a word? What are you talking
Is it a
about
genuine
right now, Peter?
definition?
Of what? What are we talking
If
about?
my
Peter?
definition of Jesus is the
Okay, gotcha.
devil
Definition.
incarnate, is that a genuine definition just because I made it up?
It's what are we? What
It's
game are
what
we
you're doing with
playing?
science, so I'm just curious.
It's not the term science is
Is a well-defined term.
now the modern definition of science. Here, let's just type. Can we just Google it? This is. Will someone
Yeah,
please
Google
just
it.
let me leave or
please,
No,
Peter,
yeah,
please
yeah,
don't.
like this
yeah.
is silly.
No.
Semantics 101.
I'm sorry.
It's not.
We're gonna
Science.
call it to the end. So P-Town, I'll let you have the final word. Peter, you can't ask a question though. I'm gonna let you have a final word, but it can't be a question.
Can't be a question.
Yes, because that means that it'd be bouncing back and forth.
I'm more than happy to do a final word with not having a question.
That sounds good to me. We are calling a skeptical, uncommon ancestry. Peter, where can we find you? And what are your final thoughts?
People can find me on a channel called Gonna Go For It. Sadly, yesterday we had to cancel a show because our guest dropped out just before we were going to start the show. So he'll be back. I don't know when, but he'll be back. So this Thursday we're gonna have a Muslim on with some very strange things. And I'm currently talking to a Christian who heard a message from the devil in the intro of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which was addressed to him personally. They had his mother's gravestone in the opening credits. This is going to be a good one. So I'm setting that one up because I really want to talk to this guy. And I've been looking in because I think it's auditory pareidolia. I don't know if you're familiar with it, Amy.
It's like the EVP, like people going into haunted houses and playing the audio back and hearing random things.
Yeah, I really thought that Shania Twain was such a nice lady, but she's singing "You Might Want to Come in My Hair." I mean,
oh my!
I never heard that piece of lyrics, and I just recently discovered it. I did not know. I did not know that she was into that. I mean, I didn't know.
But hey, we don't kink shame.
We're going to talk about it, and that's going to be really, really interesting. I'm hoping because it didn't happen that P-Town is going to Google the definition of science, and then I'd love to have a lengthy talk with him about that particular definition and why he thinks it's wrong.
Going to have a role play.
I mean, that's in the stars, and those are in my picture right
Which,
here.
Peter,
stars.
We do have to say that there are lots of stars, right?
Yeah.
The Bible says that there be a lot of stars.
People have accused me of being one, but I don't think so. You need more
people have accused stars of being made of iron on this channel. So
I mean,
you need a firework.
I think you need more than your own radio and TV show in your own country to be a star. I mean, the stars are the people you get on your radio and TV show. Those are the stars.
Amy, how are you going to make a star without the iron if you need iron? If you need the star to make iron? Oh, we lost Disciple Day.
Oh, I'm so trying. I'm sorry.
If you're still there, come back on Disciple Day. We'll get you right on.
Yeah. Anyway, it was lovely having.
Now I feel bad because I took Disciple Day's time, and he offered to have me first, so if he can get back, I'll be more than happy to duck out.
That is okay. It was because either way, we are about to be wrapping things up and having
In
more
what?
fun
Jason.
what?
sometime soon into a lovely tortilla shell.
Well,
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
Jason,
Oh,
we
I
were
know.
just referencing a
I
younger
know.
creationist that
That's the great.
who claimed there was a chicken and egg problem with stars because you need the stars to make the iron, and you need the iron to make a star. You didn't realize you don't need iron to make a star. They'll do just fine without it.
But
But
so I want to thank you, Amy, because one thing I did learn that P-Town gets hard when he's got a nice woman in the room.
oh
So
my.
he's still human, just like.
Look, don't we all? What are we
He's
talking
human.
about? Anyway, Peter, it was lovely having you on. I will see you on Randolph Richardson and Tacos, lovely hosted
Oh, yeah,
on
tomorrow.
our show. Is
Tomorrow. Oh, I
Is that
almost
on Sunday,
forgot when
this
you.
Sunday?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
tomorrow.
my.
People need to tune in.
That's right. I should send to Randolph
Fortnite.
Richardson.
Oh, and
Hey,
we did have
Amy,
a
you
good show
Yes,
with
I'm about
one of
to-
our guests, Hammer.
And all right.
I think people
Good to
are
see you
calling
for
you
out there.
to sing Shania Twain.
Want me to sing?
Oh no,
Shania
me.
Twain? Oh my.
Man.
I sang
I feel
today.
like
Oh
woman.
my
Wow,
goodness.
wow,
That was
I-
crazy. I was the-
P-Town. Can
don't
you
know you're a
sing? I
singer.
want you to come in my hair. I mean,
I had to be today. Oh, P-Town's a singer? But yes,
I
there was
sang
a
Shania
music
Twain
teacher.
for you until Peter said something Petery.
Who used to play the guitar
my.
for you?
Will you guys kick him
Amy?
off so I can close?
Well,
real
yes,
fast?
I am going to put him
See ya,
backstage.
Peter.
I don't think he's gonna leave because we love Peter. He
P-Town,
likes to hang around.
P-Town
But-
doesn't like me much.
We are going
that?
to
Couldn't ask a question.
put
Not
Peter
lately.
back so that he can have your own, and go find out youtube.com. Gonna go for it. Find Peter, as well as, I mean, he produces Art and Rod, Jefferson Spatchcock, Atheist Jr., my mom, everybody. Go check him out. I love him, and I'll see you tomorrow, apparently.
Thanks,
Mwah!
Peter. Good to see you, man.
P-Town, you have been calling us skeptical. Common ancestry. Thank you for dealing with 2 scoops of skeptics. It's always hard when you're going up against, the room. However, it was lovely having you on. You were a great
But
sport.
he is courageous.
We love having the
Fearless.
back and forth. And what are your
Oh,
final
it's okay,
thoughts?
Disciple Day. Sorry we didn't get you on, man.
Sending so much love, Disciple.
But we love you.
I'm trying to
Down.
find out how to share my channel so all the atheist trolls can come watch us talk about real
Absolutely.
science.
We will gleefully go.
I
to
never
Holen's
advertise
channel.
my stuff usually, but
Please do, yeah.
Oh,
how do
no,
I share?
absolutely.
How do I share? Where do I find the name of my channel at?
So
Weird.
you should have a URL
Don't know
now
what
because
the
they
people's
changed everyone's to trying to find you. But
Their new handle
just
thing,
went
right?
to
That's your
my-
URL.
hey, I have an idea. Say hi in chat. I'll find it for you.
If it's the
I
same
don't know how to do
account.
that either. But I
Well,
did just look up here. What I'll do is I'll do private chat. See if this works.
Because
Please
he's not
make me a
signed in on
a
YouTube.
moderator.
Stream.
Let's see.
Oh, I'll tell you, Chris, that's I agree with you there. P-Town is at least you can have a conversation with P-Town. Ultimated, that's a little difficult.
I am. I feel bad for Ultimated. I'm sending love to you, Ultimated. He feels so much like he is in the most brilliant chess match of his life.
I don't understand that guy. I haven't.
I don't think anybody really does.
Can I ask you, P-Town?
What?
Someone comes to you and they say, I'm a God believer. And your
Thanks.
first initial reaction, you go, okay. And you're like, I'm a Christian. And you're like, that's
Okay.
I assume you're like, oh, maybe I will really get to relate to this guy. And then they say they have a sexual relationship with God. What goes through
Oh,
your
I
head?
was there for that. Oh, and then you guys took it to another level, and he's like, "Yeah, I do all those things."
Well,
with
that's
God."
what. That's
Oh
why
my
I was
gosh,
like,
I
you're setting
couldn't
me up.
handle it. I
Does
couldn't
it-
handle it. Yeah.
Does he top God or does God top him? It
And
turns
he
out they
said
switch. They do
they
both.
I
switch.
know. I know. It's
Yeah,
so
he said,
bad.
"Are you top or bottom?" And he said, "Yeah. Sometimes he fucks God. Sometimes God fucks him."
Oh my gosh, can't
Yeah.
handle it. I can't even watch. I
And
can't
then-
even
and
watch
then he-
The Office without
This is
feeling
why I thought he
awkward.
was like.
but
I thought he was a
I love
troll
The
for so
Office.
long
There's
because he'd be
Rachel.
like, "In fact, God is penetrating me right now while I'm in
it
the
was
street."
something like that, wasn't it? Oh gosh, yeah. I
Yeah.
just run
He's
when
like,
he
"God
comes
is
in.
And-
penetrating me right now. God
Oh,
has my
I was
ball
there.
sack in his
Oh.
mouth right now."
Yeah,
And you
we
guys
asked
just
him if
wrote
he's
it.
having sex with him right now.
Yes, I was there. for
Yo, Brett Keane is the last person.
Oh,
to get
yeah.
in, eh?
Also, Stilette, I'm sending love. We are about to close out. I think James has a hard limit, and
that. Okay, well, let me.
unlike mine, who have very few hard limits. No, I
So
have some hard
post my channel link because we do things on.
Oh, I
Thursdays.
absolutely
You guys
did.
can
It
all
is in
every
chat.
atheist can control. I put another one in case that one doesn't work.
Don't have to tell us twice. All our
Is
accounts
it
will be.
really
I have it.
that?
The channel is for you guys. I
Is
haven't
it really that name? I have to interrupt you. That would be so funny.
at
It
Dumpster Fires.
is!
I have
Oh
it.
my god,
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
What
I
name?
Okay,
know. I don't. I
What
want to
name, maybe?
change it, but
do
yeah,
you though?
I
Dumpster
grabbed
Fires?
it while it was still available. Dumpster Fire wasn't.
But it-
So
But you see, doing that, like that just makes people think you're a Poe more because you're just.
I
but
am
I'm
not
not.
gonna say anything.
I'm not though. But like,
Yeah, but
I
you're
know, I
you're
wanna
at
get rid
at
of
that
it.
point you're feeding into it. You are like
I
feeding into
yeah.
it at that point.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm back.
I know, but I don't know what to do because I want to keep the for someone else. Actually, I promised it to Peter. I'm gonna.
You don't
change
want
it,
to
and
let
then
those
Peter wants
dumpster
to-
fires go, right?
So let's look at the definition of science because Peter wanted to say it. So
We
Let's
should.
there's
not-
two. If you just type in science definition in Google, you have knowledge of any kind. Okay. And then the other one is a systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation, experimentation, and the testing of
Thanks to
theories against the evidence obtained. And I got to tell you, I think the Bible is much more scientific. The Bible says, beware of science falsely so called. And that's what you guys believe in is lies. Science falsely so called. And I love you. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a great night, P-Town.
Reality is lies and lies are reality. That's religion.
Last word, P-Town. Say
Yep.
something. Yep. you said
Happy
yep.
Cinco de Mayo. All right. Peace.
Woo! Oh,
Woo-hoo.
two things I wanted to
Thanks,
say
guys.
so very much, and I also wanted
We
to
made
give
it.
out to Disciple Day, who said good night. Thank you for an enjoyable conversation.
Who just
We
became a channel member.
all the love and respect, and not only that, but he did that big $5 super chat. Thank you so very much. But a new member, welcome to the Skeptic and Ranting YouTube membership girl deck. Whatever. And we had a fantastic time in this episode. It was fun hanging out with all of you. It was fun.
What?
We're gonna get Disciple Day on here on the next episode. It was fun. Woo! Pat is like, we have made it. We are out the other end. Oh my! What I like about theists, creationists, young Earth creationists, you never really know. There's like this weird variety of like beliefs. I mean, not sex with God variety so much all the time, but like there's this weird just with atheism, agnosticism, we don't have to have these denominational battles. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. We just have battles for fun.
Yes, exactly. We've been talking.
Ultimate is
common
always
ancestry.
watching. He is.
He is, just like his god is always watching him, if you know what I mean. He's into voyeurship. That's very specifically what I meant. But yeah, I think we're going to do the final rappies.
Do it. We'll come back.
Do
Maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. We'll figure it out.
Figure out something. There's the Fiver. I need to go back. I need to take James with me. We need to go on like EA, not EA, because EA Dawa ain't coming back. We need to go on EF
Not for the
Dawa.
next 12 years or so.
Exactly. Oh, James, you got to take after your profits. Profits make profits.
Hey.
Speaking of profits,
He
here's
follows
a
that shit
podcast.
Literally. Amy, are we
Indeed.
hiring? Do we need an intern?
Are you?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness! Why? Yes, we are. I think I have a new chance for someone down below with Iron and what's
He wears
his
the
face
uniform.
and Gavin.
Take those pants off.
That's right. Though he has to wear the bow tie. He could be naked, but he has to wear the bow tie.
He's got the bow tie is mandatory. Well, like the
It is
Chip and Dale's
mandatory.
dancers where they just have like a cufflink and like just the bow tie.
Exactly. We did the Fivers. We've done the
Titan is always
magic. If you believe in magic, Titan is always watching. The funniest thing about just Titan triggers so many unreasonable people. Like I sometimes I peek in there, and every time it's like people saying like completely outlandish shit in all capitals, and then I'm like, all right, like take a Valium, chill, and I'll unban you, and I do it, and every time the first line is like, the moderators, everybody, you all suck.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, there's theology, counter theology, Taco Tuesday. There's other things to talk about in chat.
Stupidity.
I'm just going to put that out there. But they just get
Those
so
triggers are
mad.
tight.
And they think that, like, I just don't understand how the rage would be the answer to that, unless it's the Raging Atheism. You should check out that, as well as his Rage Treason Gaming channel.
Sunflower is kind of a loose cannon. He's hit or miss, Chris. He can be, you know.
Sunflower.
He must have like some type of like explosive disorder because he has times where you can have a rational conversation with him, and then he's got times where he just blows up at every little thing, you know.
He also sometimes gets like extremely mad in chat, and then like after being like, you know what? I am gonna join. Yeah, that's right. Get ready for me. And then he joins and he's like, hello. It's a good night tonight. Are you guys having a good night tonight? We're like, yeah, but you were calling us fucking. It's in chat like just 2 seconds ago. But okay, we can just all say hi. Want to have a tea party?
Amy,
Oh,
why do
my
you have a
goodness.
gay voice? Why do you always
Yo.
talk that way? You talk like you have a dick in your ass.
Ooh, I don't know,
I just
Sunflower.
have a
You want to come check? But
I just have a nasally voice. I don't talk like Titan Uranus.
of all the subjects too, I know we shouldn't harp on it, but of like just all the subjects, it's each and every time that I have an I had a second person on Discord basically tell me, in essence, they would be prettier than me today if they did it. Just like they're
Again?
not doing it. Yes. And it's like people that like tag me and they're like, "You're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly." I'm like, I don't care. We're arguing about like whether like a first century rabbi came back from the dead, and then inevitably I get like of not giving a shit. They eventually get Freudian on me and just make these things like I would have a better if I did it. Not that I am doing it, but if I did it, I would have a better. I think said I would do my hair better, something towards that effect. I would, James. I really do not get why the closet is so big. It doesn't have to be so big, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, what were we talking about?
It's safe. It's safe.
It's safe. The
You know,
water's
that's the
fine.
thing. We don't even care. We don't even care.
Oh, that is
You
the
just
other thing.
do your-
Is that I get, and I guess we inevitably get, that we are only focused on transgender and defending transgender and that. And it's like, have you seen what we do here? And yet every subject.
90. Yeah. Usually it's the other person bringing it up to us. Or just reacting to them freaking out about something about it.
Yes, we have
They're
to
the
hear
ones
about
who
beer cans.
talk about it. Right.
Now I have to buy fucking cans of beer light or Bud Light for some reason, when I should be drinking something that has an orange slice in it. There are other decent ones. I just, I might as well get fat and not drink a light. Well, I mean, I'll drink a light. I guess it gets you drunk. That is the only thing that.
What?
Well, I see. I'm a social drinker, but I don't really like the taste of alcohol. If I like the taste of alcohol, and so you inevitably do things to just hide the alcohol. Like I could drink a Long Island iced tea.
Cosmo.
Yeah, I do Cosmo. I can't do a Bloody Mary. It's the only fucking thing my dad will drink is a Bloody Mary.
I can't do those either. Maybe it's because I don't like spicy food, or I don't know.
Is it spicy? I have no idea if it's spicy. It looks like you're drinking ketchup, and I like ketchup. I'm sorry, but no.
You can make it mild, but most of them have at least a little bit of spice to them.
Maybe my dad likes spicy food.
Bloody Mary. My dad.
Anyway,
once in a while.
Really? It's everyone's dad, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all had.
Drank beer 90% of the time, or it was a Bloody Mary or a rum and coke. That's like all I ever saw him drink.
I could drink a rum and coke, though. Well, I guess it's something so sweet. I like a Shirley Temple. I actually like Shirley Temples, and I drink soda. This is how I know I'm getting older. I drink soda like a drug. Like, I won't drink it often before bed because it dehydrates you. And it has a lot of sugar in it. All right, dare to fight drugs. What are we
Jason,
talking about?
I get you.
I like my beer and beer. Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
I can't argue with
It's just all right. It's not what I would call good beer by any stretch of the imagination.
I went drink Bud Light. And I don't think I've ever tried one. I probably need to try one.
What?
A Bud Light.
What?
But I'm just
You've never had a Bud Light?
I'm trying to think if I've ever had one. I probably have because I think it is the number one selling beer.
Just imagine like a beer, but stripped down to like almost the minimum level of taste. I think the only thing that has less taste might be like Michelob Ultra or like one of these
like that. Why? I guess just because you want to get drunk and
alcoholic
have your waist cut down, I guess. And yes, you're funny dark matter, And I completely agree, Stilette. Like I can't. I don't remember
I
being
agree.
like this, but I'll tell you, I'm not drinking. I'm not gonna drink. That's why I'm drinking this. This is not carbonated. You shouldn't be drinking probably sugar water before bed. But, woo.
Really? You think Michelob Ultra has more taste than Bud Light? I don't know. Michelob Ultra is so light. I swear, even though it's like 4.2, you can almost taste like the ethanol in it, the alcohol, because it just has so little flavor. If you can taste like the ethanol, the alcohol in beer, there's just nothing there. Yeah.
I've had a mango beer. I like the fact that I'm just
The
looking for
Mango-Rita?
flavors to put it.
Like the Bud
Something
Light
like
Mango-Rita.
that. We came in a interesting case. All right. I think that is going to do it for us. I hope you had a fun time in this episode of Call Us Skeptical
Good night.
Common Ancestors, where we opened up the internet phone lines. To ask the question, why does anyone not believe that we come from a common ancestry with the rest of life for a commonly good time? I do want to thank my co-host James W. along with our guests, Caught in the Middle, ding, P-Town, ding, Peter, ding, Disciple Day, ding. I hear dings in my sleep now, though.
She does.
But we like them. Along with the people in chat, our awesome mods who make this stream so great, and lovely viewers like you who make this channel even possible. I also want to send a fantastic extra love out to Caught in the Middle and Disciple Day. Thank you guys so very much for joining the YouTube member community. Though I want to send love to, of course, our entire skeptic and ranting community, all of you out there, the lovely viewers like you who make this channel possible. Please don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe, all of the lovely good stuff, because it helps us in the algorithm. It helps us get in your feed. Notifications. You can set that bell icon. That's how you actually get reminders. Or, hey, why do you have it, Gabe? Or, hey, why not leave a comment once the video is done? After the show, the Skeptic and Ranting Discord server opens up for the after show, the link of which is in the description below. Lastly, if you'd like to help us make even more content, we offer some unique perks by checking out our Patreon. Right there in chat. Oh my goodness. Perks? That's right. Percolate. At patreon.com/Amy Newman. I am Amy Newman, and we will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. Mwah! Ha ha ha.